No. Hello? No. I'm terrible. Terrible. That's unprofessional of me. Hello, folks. I'm so much better than that. You know I'm better than that. Technical difficulties. Last minute. You see, this is what happens when I try to do one of these evening runs this close right when I log off of work. This is going to be a unique, different live stream. I have sent out Imperial Probe Droid share links to a multitude of individuals that are going to be joining us tonight on this live stream. The first two to join us, we got Mr. Moz.
Say hello. How you guys doing tonight?
Excellent.
Thank you for having me, Denobi.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The second individual, Six Scale Mantina. Cantina. I'm sorry. Six Scale Mafia. Look at that. I'm gonna attribute that to the technical glitch I just had a few minutes ago. Six Scale Mafia. I'm so much better than that. Look at that.
No, it's good to be here finally, guys. I'm glad. Hope you guys have a good night, man. I know some technical difficulties, but hey, it happens to the best of us.
Oh, come on, Bob. Come on now. You know better. It's the camera. It's not the Wi-Fi. It's always something with me. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Nightmare Before Christmas. It is the December the 10th. It is a Friday. We got what? 2 weeks before Christmas?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. What is anybody keeping track of this? Does anybody? Yeah, take a deep breath. Thank you. That's exactly what I need. I got the coffee here though.
2 weeks.
Yeah. My beat up mug here. We have a couple weeks here. And I've been meaning to do this. I've been meaning to kind of do a follow-up with the audience and bring in individuals from all parts of the sector to kind of discuss our situations and maybe possibly provide a little bit of insight to the audience here. I'll start off with let me throw a quick question to Six Scale Mafia. Are you still in with Hot Toys, or has it been overwhelming? Have your shields buckled under the pressure?
Yeah, no, shields are holding.
Yeah.
A little slow, just because this past few months has been overwhelming. I mean, I still need to pick up both Shore Troopers and Lando, and gosh, there's one more Tusken Raider. You know, for the Star Wars line, I've been kind of out of the MCU, but I'm still collecting all my Spider-Mans, but even then, I think that Cyborg Spider-Man came out. I'm a little behind, but we're not out yet. Like I said, shields are holding. It's just it's a little overwhelming. There's so much right now.
Let's throw in before I jump into Moz. Let's throw in a little bit of logic. Let's introduce Mr. Dom Prime. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining.
All right, thank you very much for having me on tonight.
Absolutely. It's gonna. I brought up Moz and Six Scale Mafia up to speed. It is going to be a unique, different live stream. I have a few questions I'm going to be throwing at the audience, but mainly it's us running out of the burning building the night before Christmas, and who of us will still be standing, and how many of us after Christmas will be running back to the Black Series for comfort because Hot Toys kicked our ass. So.
I'm gonna be flat out honest and say I'm perfectly fine because I was one of those collectors, and as Denobi knows my story, I actually never got in the Black Series. I was in a Masterpiece Transformers first, and that it was my kick in a Hot Toys and 1/6 scale. So as far as Black Series go, yes, I'll buy the occasional Black Series figure, but then I'll sell them. Like I sold the Walgreens Kenobi, the exclusive one. I put that on Macari one day because I'm like, I have it. It really doesn't fit my collection. I ended up getting like $150 for that.
So Don, let me stop you there though. What the whole not that I wanted to bully anybody to Black Series, but it was somewhat intended as a joke. The idea is that most of us are panicking, and most of us came out of Black Series. I don't know, did anybody in this group come out of Black Series and into Hot Toys? I did. That was most of the Star Wars hype and mania that I've discovered came from collecting 6-inch figures and then made the transition into Hot Toys. So the joke was, and I had posted this on Reddit, that it's so aggressively scary. Like, you know what? I'm going to go back to my comfort zone in Black Series. But before I continue, we got another surprise guest. I'm telling you, it's going to be a surprise guest. I'm going to see if I can pull the 10-person bandwidth here without my internet crashing. We got Mr. PJ. Hello, PJ.
What's going on, guys?
Sir.
Hello.
Good evening.
It's going to be a unique show, PJ. It's going to be a couple questions. I'm not going to be playing the speculative game here. I'm not going to spend 30 minutes talking about if we're going to get a Bespin Han. I'm not doing it, PJ. I'm not doing it. No.
I've been hearing a lot of Ahsoka talk for the past 3 months. I'm like kind of sick of it. Like, come on, like let it go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna release at some point. Like
it's gonna come out. I need somebody in the audience. I'm gonna jump into Moz really quick for a quick question. I need somebody in the audience to tell me how many days are left till we hit Christmas. I need to know that. I can't think right now. I just logged off of work. I need somebody to help me out here. How many more days till Christmas? Nobody from the audience. Moz, did you collect Black Series before you jumped into 1/6 scale figures?
No, the closest thing I came to is a few Mezco, a few NECA, and a few Marvel Selects, and some Marvel Legends, but not really enough to say I was collecting them. I got most of the Hulk figures from the Fing Fang Foom Wave when they came out, and I bought the X-Men Marvel Legends set so I can get Doug Cypher, the Build-A-Figure, and the X-Men set to get the Sentinel Build-A-Figure. This is the old school Toy Biz ones for the Sentinel, and other than that, I didn't really collect too many.
Mr. Scale Mafia, I know you have insider intel on most occasions. I tend to always take it with a grain of salt when anybody on YouTube land tends to dish it out. We're clearly going to get a couple more Star Wars drops. Have you heard anything in the rumblings? Not Star Trek. This is not the Star Trek show. Star Wars. Right. Star Wars. Anything. I keep getting tits and bits, and I didn't pre-order any of this. Like Don and I would join on Geekin Out. I didn't pre-order any of this mess that's coming in now that I see the comments and I see people complaining about, all my, blah, blah, blah. Captain America is being tacked on with a short trooper. I wasn't expecting to get hit with a $500 hit. That's what's happening. Captain America being tacked on with a short trooper a couple weeks before Christmas. Yeah, you weren't expecting that. Nobody was.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people probably may have heard the same, but I think it's very similar situations going to happen. From what I've been hearing is that it's going to be, you're going to have Ahsoka and Maul to be a consecutive drop, or like within like a week of each other. That's what I've been hearing. Not quite sure, but that's just what I've been hearing around the rumor mill over there. So it could be a thing. Like I've heard they've been done and they're just waiting for for Sideshow to have all theirs so they can do the simultaneous release, and then we may end up having that double dip on a lot of people's their pre-orders, like you were saying, and then all of a sudden you're going to get charged $500-600 and be like, whoa, like, or whatever the final is for you guys. So I'm told they're supposed to be here by the end of the year, but I don't know, we got 2 more weeks to see.
I 100% believe we're going to get a couple more Star Wars drops in Hong Kong. And I expect that whatever gets dropped in Hong Kong from Star Wars, Sideshow is clearly going to get some sort of air shipment delivery. And they're going to ensure that those items are sent and shipped from U.S. directly to you as consumers to avoid the possibility of cancellation, because who's going to turn down getting a brand new figure, Ahsoka or anything before Christmas? It's easier to push it away after Christmas for most of us here in the US. We're not out of this yet. We've all been on Sideshow. Nothing from Star Wars is sold out, right? Anything that's been released in the last 90 days, maybe what, Rey on wait list? Yeah, but that's about it, right?
she hit that,
Yeah, that's kind of like a one-off, though. You can't count that in the objective normality of all the regular Star Wars releases, though. Rey is a kind of a one-off, though.
Okay. The last thing that dropped in Hong Kong is the quarter scale Mandalorian, correct?
Yep.
That typically doesn't affect majority of us in the 1/6 scale community. Most of us very seldom will test the waters with the quarter scale. Are you touching that, PJ? I know sometimes you tend to dabble on the.
Well, obviously, you could probably see behind me. I collect a lot of quarter scale stuff. So, not with the Mando. To be honest, I'm actually just gonna wait it out and wait for deals. And I think if people have been really like scouring a lot of the buy and sell trade groups, you can really, really get some awesome deals. I saw someone selling a Qui-Gon Jinn for 180 shipped or best offer
on eBay.
No, on the buy and sell trade groups. 180 shipped. Whoever was interested in getting a Qui-Gon, hopefully they jumped on that deal.
You know what? Hey, do you have that? Because I actually have an extra CCFL green saber that was done in the Qui-Gon style.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna grab Grievous and then everything dropped out. So whenever I actually have an extra Qui-Gon CCFL. So if I can get that at that price, that's almost too tempting not to jump on that for the display for it, you know?
That's a good deal. That's a really good deal.
That's a really good deal. And, a lot of people are probably sleeping on Qui-Gon. Obviously, he's not going to be retaining its value right now. But I think once he shows up on Kenobi,
absolutely.
I think a lot of people are going to probably try to pick up that figure and add it to their collection. But no, I'm going to wait, man. A lot of newly released Star Wars have been really priced pretty well, not only on just like Sideshow or some Sideshow retailers, but a lot of resellers have been pricing them really like to sell, to move out of their stock.
Do you think it's a situation where they're selling to borrow money from Paul to pay Peter type situation to anticipate income and drops?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Okay.
Denobi, I think you've been saying this from March, April, that you notice the pattern, notice where things were heading, and now I see a lot of people, dude, like unloading collections, like literally like a lot of like stuff, to I guess pay for what's coming. It's the holiday season. There's gifts to buy, and yeah, now it's a buyer's market. I think I mentioned this in the last live stream.
That's actually you're right. I would agree with you on that. It is clearly a buyer's market. When I can go on a Hong Kong retailer's website, Lion Rock Toys, and see a brand new Pepper Potts rescue suit for $299, which includes shipping and no tax. That's absurd. What's happening to the Marvel situation is what I've been predicting is going to happen with the Star Wars line eventually, probably around the first quarter of next year. It is insane. It was fun and games early in the year where we were all making just a big joke about that. We were all collecting pre-orders, and I was building my Excel, and I'm just like, do these cats not see what's going to happen? And you have 40, at the time it was 48 Star Wars pre-orders. That wasn't even Marvel. That wasn't even DC. That was just Star Wars. And the audience out there, it was kind of like I'm going to use a biblical point here. It's kind of like Noah's Ark, where Noah was telling everybody to get on. The people outside were having a party and didn't really believe in Noah. That was a flood was coming. That's probably the best way. I suspected this was happening. I didn't anticipate it being this aggressive.
Yeah.
I never factored in that they would then dump all that 2-year pre-order Marvel crap, which then saturates the current existing Star Wars stock. So the Marvel backstock is also having another negative impact, because now as collectors, now we are forced to choose which path do we get. Most collectors can afford, I know this, 1 to 2 hot toys, typically within a 30-day period. It's easy to kind of hide that. I know I played that game before as a year 1 collector. I know all the tricks of the trade. Just a quick question. I want to do a quick. I'll start with Moz. Did you pre-order the 2-pack Boba Fett set that's supposed to drop anywhere between the next 2 weeks? You got that, Moz?
I actually pre-ordered it for first batch from Toys Wonderland, to be honest with you. So he's already paid off.
He's paid off. How about you, Scale Mafia?
I'm getting him. I haven't been pre-ordering.
Okay. So you've been on the sidelines and you've just been watching. Okay, that's fine. That's honestly the best way. How about you, PJ? Did you pre-order that 2-pack?
Yeah. Well, I for me, I don't pre-order stuff.
Okay.
I hate like giving money to someone and just having it sit there. The worst. I always say this is the most dissatisfying feeling, is that you get excited for a release or drop, and then you shell out, okay, say for this 2-pack, $45, or was it 10% for $50 for this pre-order, and then wait how many years or months for it, and then your money's just sitting on someone's wallet, So no, I'm not gonna pre-order it. To be honest, I'm like debating if it releases to kind of like get like the day 1 pre-orders, or batches or stuff. But I think I'm in this point in my collecting career where deals is the best way to go now to survive in this game. Just because Timmy from somewhere got the figure first day and is posting Facebook pictures in the groups or doing videos or whatever. That just adds to the FOMO. It's like you don't really need to have it 2 months in advance. What you're gonna do? Like, you get it, you play around with it, you put it in your display, and that's it. I think Optical says a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that. I learned the hard way early on. I used to be a day 1 pre-order just because I'm just so busy working, and I just realized more convenient. And then when the whole tax and shipping, and I'm like, I want a bigger collection, so I'm gonna have to start adapting.
Yeah.
How about you, Don Prom? You didn't pre-order that 2-pack, did you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I'll be honest with you. I am not a fan of the found armor and how Hot Toys did it. Now, I know a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, and it's subjective. But for me, I do not personally like the Boba head sculpt that is with the robe version.
What?
Yeah, and exactly. And again, this is where the community will differ. I do not like the scarred head sculpt, especially after. And again, this is within the last 2 to 3 weeks, though. It's subjective, though, because of the trailers I've seen, especially when Boba walks out of the back the tank and is ripped up like the white or gray flight suit, depending on what you're watching and what color grade, whatever again element you're watching in. And I see his face sculpt, post back the tank. And I do think we may actually see another version of him in the robes in the upgraded head sculpt. But again, I am willing to not pre-order the 2-pack because those don't look aesthetically right to me. And I know some people will say, hey, you got to get that for one reason or another. I don't like them. They don't look right to me. And I'm perfectly okay not pre-ordering.
That's fine, Don. There's going to be dozens of more Boba. I mean, the trailer, the teasers alone, I feel like I've seen 2 different versions already of him in the little teaser spots that are being slept on. I'm like, I look, the armor's been tweaked here. What is Fennec doing over to his? It looks like they're already peppering versions of of the suit. I mean, they're
Yeah.
gearing it up.
Well,
They're
well,
gearing
his
it up.
belt is already different. And if you've seen some of the pictures in the trailer, his chest arm, like the actual torso armor, specifically his LED reader, some of the promo shots look like it's been ripped out.
Yeah. I think it's
So-
definitely different. That armor is definitely different. It's painted differently. The undersuit's definitely different. It has like more of the, what's that called? I don't know what to call it. The sleeves are a little bit more pointier. But I have a connection with the someone that works in the show, and he said that she said that most of the shots are from episode 1. I think the latest trailer kind of shows him coming out of the what's that called? Like some pirate ship or something, like with a torn up Return of the Jedi undersuit or flight suit. So we're gonna see him come out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, don't anybody listening to us, don't feel pressured into getting that 2-pack. If anything, I actually anticipate this 2-pack. Actually, probably it's going to be the camel that breaks it's going to be the hair that breaks the camel's back. At that sticker price, I mean, we're looking at $550, right, Don?
Yeah.
Add the taxation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Add that.
Yeah,
Don't
tax
sugarcoat
shipping
it.
for everyone else, because again, shipping services have changed. It's not about the actual weight of the item, it's about the dimensional weight.
Mhm.
So it's a 2-pack now.
Yeah.
So that means it's a larger box, which means it's a larger dimensional size, which means it doesn't matter, especially in the US, who you're shipping it with, FedEx, UPS, USPS. They're going to look not at the weight, but what the actual box size takes up when they're shipping. So again, you're going to pay a premium just to ship that now, even in the US. Never mind if you're in Australia or Europe, where Sideshow is the distributor for. You're going to get hit for shipping just because of the size of that box.
Well,
Never
and
mind anything else.
Yeah, so between the whole shipping and the tax, we still have another Boba Fett with the throne that's been released. So they're not going to, like I said, this is the anticipated, the speculative moneymaker. What I'm going to seed into the audience listening is just be careful. We are all, at least I'm assuming, or at least I think the audience is assuming, that the Book of Boba Fett will be lightning in the bottle striking twice. That doesn't typically happen very often in TV land. On occasion, it does. It would be a very expensive gamble to assume that this is going to be a show that is going to it's going to be the next Hall and Opus. It's going to be the next epiphany as a Star Wars collector, because what the Mandalorian did is that it made us feel like kids again. It made us feel enjoying collecting. It made us want to play with the toys. We are assuming that the magic will be cloned. I love Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That's a big gamble to pre-order something on a couple teasers. It would be very expensive. I mean, you could always cancel it, but it would, if you don't enjoy the show, it would be a costly of what, $50 of a non-refundable deposit. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I just don't think any of the Star Wars stuff is going to radically sell very fast. In fact, if anything, I anticipate to strike on the deals probably around the first quarter of next year after the Christmas deals.
Well,
Exactly. Now, I'm sorry. I just real quick. I want to say, like, for as much as The Mandalorian has made us sentimental, feel good, or whatever, I have a feeling that the series of Book of Boba Fett is not going to go that way. It's kind of going to go more in and again, for anyone who's seen it, Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven, it's kind of going to go that way, but with Boba Fett trying to take over in a Godfather 1 type of way, where he has the power, but he's trying to establish himself. Listen, don't screw with me. If you're good with me, I'll work with you. And as far as figures go, that is going to actually, for me personally, going to kind of relate to what figures I buy and the display presentation. Now, again, for me, Boba on the Throne, I have pre-ordered that rather than, the 2-pack. Because that's more of a presentation. That's more, again, for this version of Boba Fett, that's more of the style I see him as.
Yeah,
Listen, he's someone who can kick your ass.
Yeah.
But
and it connects it.
he's
And you're talking about the
respectful.
connection to Return of the Jedi too.
Exactly.
That nostalgia. Yeah. Yeah. It's a I want to throw a quick question to Scale Mafia. I know you are a heavy Star Wars loyalist. Do are you assuming that the Book of Boba is going to be the next coming of Christ? I mean, do you think it's going to be all of that? Because I'm always skeptical about these shows now. I need to be convinced.
I agree with what you were saying. It's hard to capture lightning twice, right? Mando came out of nowhere after the decline of the sequel trilogy. I mean, you guys remember? I mean, even Darkseid, everything was sitting on shelves. I mean, that just from a Hot Toys perspective. I mean, Star Wars was not where it is right now. And I think Mando elevated that, like you said, bringing us back to feeling like kids again, like Star Wars again. Now, I think they're going to keep going. I just think maybe it's going to plateau a little and keep the same quality as Mando, but it's hard to top that right now. And I don't see them doing, especially like with the whole Luke situation. I don't know if they're going to be able to, are they thinking that in their head? How do we do like another Luke, something like that? Like, and I'm hoping that's not what they're doing. I'm hoping they're just going to try to do good story, good Star Wars, just keep it in the world and the lore that we all love and keep it, just keep it level, like where it's at right now. I don't think they need to try to go too crazy, essentially, because they have a lot planned too.
Yeah, can I just jump in real quick?
Oh, go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
All right, so it essentially seems like, real quick, so Lucas's planned trilogy sequel, his full treatment, plot outline, everything, that was submitted to Disney, and Disney threw that away. Yeah. And ultimately, it was Boba Fett survived. Boba Fett is running the underworld. And second was Maul has survived, and he's training Dark Talon. So it essentially seems that Filoni and Favreau are taking bits and pieces of that treatment for the planned sequel trilogy, and they are applying that specifically to the Boba Fett series, specifically where he came out of the Sarlacc pit, and he is going to establish himself as the ruler of the underworld, with the caveat, however, it's almost like The Godfather. There are certain respect elements. There are certain things you do, but there are certain things you don't do. And again, that was all outlined in the Lucas treatment that Disney threw away. But again, Favreau and Filoni it seems like they've rescued that, and they're taking key elements of that and specifically putting it into the Boba Fett series.
I'm gonna take your answer, Don, and I'm gonna pitch it over to PJ here, because we've all built that confidence between Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And I think PJ may know the answer to this because I'm not really too sure. Who is the showrunner to Book of Boba Fett? I know Jon Favreau tends to produce, and he tends to hide in the shadows. Is this a Dave Filoni show? Is he the showrunner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's the creative. Was it the creative director for Lucasfilms now? But his main concern right now is the Filoniverse, which is basically all the Mandos, Ahsoka, and Boba Fett. So Boba Fett is the first of that Filoniverse. Well, post Mando season 2, right? So they're really trying to connect the sequel trilogy. I think that's what their goal is. And I've always been vocal about the Ahsoka show changing everything. Like, you're gonna get Thrawn, you're gonna get Sabine Wren, you're gonna get all these Rebels characters reuniting to save Ezra, and there's gonna be World Between Worlds that's gonna totally change everything. Kathleen Kennedy even said that they're trying to bring back the sequel trilogy characters. I have a feeling they're going to do that and try to kind of salvage the sequel trilogy and do some World Between Worlds kind of stuff. Right now, Star Wars is in a great place with Favreau and Filoni in charge. I'm not sure what they're doing with the High Republic stuff, which they're really, 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 really trying to push for with the comic books, with the video games that was just announced yesterday, with the books. They're really trying to stay away from the original trilogy stuff, or anything Skywalker saga stuff. So basically, all these shows are going to be phenomenal. And I agree with 1/6 Scale Mafia. I think it's going to plateau at some point, even dip. And I think it's going to plateau or dip around the High Republic stuff, just because we are not familiar with all those characters. We have to like read books, we have to read comic books to really catch up on the lore of that stuff. And that's something too new to not only the new Star Wars fans and collectors, but new to OG fans and collectors. And I think this is not the saving grace for, I guess it's not going to be like the second coming of Christ. Boba Fett is cool. We've been waiting a long time for this, but I have a feeling the Kenobi show is going to blow us out the water.
Oh, yes.
I think that's just, and from a collector's point of view, I am scared for the Book of Boba and Kenobi, because we're gonna get. I'm calling it. We're gonna get Vader on the throne.
I love the enthusiasm. But before you continue, let me give some quick credit to OG fan here for super chat.
Yeah.
I love Boba. I enjoy him as a character. We're just scrutinizing him because they're trying to make him into the new Spider-Man. They're trying to make him into the new Iron Man. Yeah. Where this is not going to be the second, third, or fourth. We're going to get multiple Boba Fetts, right? And the fact that the show is around the corner, we have this 2-pack. I'm telling you, this 2-pack has to be released soon, and it has to be in collectors' hands. Where whoever pre-ordered it, they have to charge it, because I'm telling you, once they see this show, or anybody sees the show, no one's going to care about Boba Monk in a black costume retailing for $550. That's clearly absurd. Let's get back into the toys, because that's the whole idea, is that this is the nightmare before Christmas and what we're doing and what we're struggling. Let me log in here really quick to Sideshow here.
Actually, Denobi, can we also say Knightmare before and after Christmas? Because I feel like we're gonna get like a lot more releases before the Chinese New Year starts.
Oh, absolutely.
It would make sense. I mean, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a quick story here. Anybody that watches the Tested channel on YouTube with Adam Savage, he just recently did a statue unboxing from Sideshow that was complimentary given to him. Right? This is the new Sideshow that we all need to understand. This Sideshow is intended to hit its goals, whatever it takes. They're going to go to any type of platform or influencer that's going to shed that positive light to them. I've personally never had a negative experience with Sideshow. My only beef with them was that they started charging tax. I don't care what anybody says. I would always buy through them. It was when the whole tax situation showed up that I'm like, all right, I got to start shopping around. This new Sideshow, I'm telling you, they're doing whatever it takes to hit its goals. Anybody that pre-ordered this stuff, anybody that's pre-ordering now and from future, those days of being able to use the escape clause of the non-refundable deposit, I'm telling you, are going to be far and between from us. You're not going to get your money back. They're going to ensure moving forward that these items arrive on time and everybody gets them accordingly. You can already see on the Sideshow search, you can adjust the search parameters, search Star Wars Hot Toys, what's in stock right now. And we have essentially peg warmers. These are figures that most of us were super excited. I'll point some fingers. I think I point fingers at Don. I'll point fingers at 6 Scale Mafia. Moz, I can't recall you predicting some of these would wait list. I know Don, PJ was super early, and then PJ flipped few months ago. You guys understand, I listen to everybody. I work from home. I always have the streams in the background playing, and I take notes. But I will say, though, that most of you in this panel so far did quickly pivot, realize, holy shit, this stuff isn't going to go on a wait list as what I thought about it 2 months ago. Did you? I mean, is that something? Let me not PJ, because I know PJ pivoted a little bit earlier. 6 Scale Mafia.
Yeah, I mean,
you were up until the end of October. You were what? I mean, what's changed? I mean, you've kind of have you opened up? Did you wake up like, holy shit, this is out? Because up until October, You were really confident that Star Wars was going to be the cat's meow, and a lot of this stuff here was going to blow out. I think your opinion has slightly changed in the last 30 days. What?
Yeah, I think probably because there's just an overload now. Like, I mean, it was kind of ramping up because we had those delays, and then some of the delays figures were starting to come out, but then all the other stuff that wasn't delayed is also coming out. And it's just this huge explosion. Like, honestly, like I thought Lando would probably go fairly quick, right? But yet he's still here.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Like, and I think, like you said, because there's like 50 something Star Wars here, and we're not even talking about the stuff that's coming that we don't know, from Book of Boba Fett, you know, from Kenobi, everything else. There's so much more coming too. So, I mean, think about how much is already sitting here. Half of this is out, how the other half's coming, and then there's a whole nother X number that we haven't even seen yet that's coming. So, yeah, what you were saying, like, kind of harking back to earlier with Marvel, I think that's kind of what's happening right now. Like, the pendulum's just swinging. Like, there was an overload of Marvel, and now we've hit over to the Star Wars, and the hype was here, and now I think it's starting to swing back down, but I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it's going to go back to Marvel, or if we're just going to kind of, like, you know, kind of be limbo in the middle right now, and people are just a little overwhelmed. Maybe they have a little fatigue.
It's bad. They're like, wow.
Can I say something? You know, I just think that, like, you know, when I first started collecting Hot Toys, you know, Star Wars was really, there wasn't a lot of content. Really wasn't. Even with Marvel, we don't have streaming services back then. We don't have all these shows coming out. Now, not only are we getting movies, we're getting tons of show. People are forgetting we're getting a She-Hulk, we're getting Moon Knight, we're getting you know, like, all these characters are being introduced in Hawkeye. They're going to get their own show eventually. It's just, you know, Disney doesn't care about collectors. I'm going to tell you right now, because, you know, they want their money, and they're gonna just keep pumping out content. They need content to beat out Netflix. Right now, that's the only thing that's holding Disney Plus back, is they don't have a lot of content. So now they're really investing in all these shows, and we're just going to be bombarded with not only with shows, but with a lot of characters and a lot of figures. I still can't believe
they're going to flood the market.
You don't.
Oh,
does anybody here in this panel agree that when you add too much water to cool it, it starts to get watered down? That's a lot of shows. You got Ahsoka, Kenobi. Yeah. You got two gods. You got Filoni and Favreau. We know Favreau is still doing film projects. You can look at his IMDb. You can look at his IMDb page. I know he's like the head producer, but he's not a showrunner. That's a lot. I mean, it's spread.
But I'll just interject real quick. You do know there is a Star Wars project where Favreau and Filoni are the writers, and Feige is the principal producer, right?
Yeah, I know Kevin Feige was supposed to have his own show, a movie. I mean,
well, not a show. Yeah, so that's the supposed Mandalorian movie, which may actually be a trilogy.
Nice.
That's probably at least 2-3 years out, though.
No. They're supposedly, because here's the thing. Season 3 is supposed to be the end of the series of Din Djarin. Because,
and then they might
again,
just branch
all the rumors are,
a couple of
after
movies.
Season 3, the title is going to change. But that is potentially going to lead into an 18 to 24-month delay in Season 4. But that will lead into the movie, which may potentially lead into a trilogy. So this is all planned out as far as Filoni and Favreau are going, but they all intermix with the current shows.
Don Prime, what do we do then? So all these wonderful, whimsical, fantastic shows that are down the future, great. That's fine. What's scaring the hell out of everybody right now is this extreme nightmare of drops. I counted 13 just Star Wars ready to ship items out of this page. Majority of the audience in the panel, I'll tell you right now, out of all these figures right now, the only one that I thought would have been gone or waitlist by now or sold out was the armor. And
Yeah,
when I saw
actually, I
that,
was looking at that too. Yeah.
I thought the
I'm
armor-
gonna be honest with you too. I'm amazed she is not
I'm
sold out. I thought she would have sold out like 6 weeks ago.
yeah. I
But how
honestly
much
would
of
have-
that
yeah.
is the crap body she has? And again,
The
as
body
shown
is
by
amazing.
Moz when he attempted to do a rebody.
Yeah, the shoulders are too wide for the body I was trying to switch it with, so it wouldn't fit the armor right. It's really annoying.
The speeder bike. I mean, there's items on here that I honestly thought would either be at waitlist or would have been sold out. When you have 13 Star Wars items right there that are ready to ship 2 weeks before Christmas, we're all clutching our pearls because we know there's going to be more drops. We know that $500 book of Boba Fett is going to break individuals. Sideshow is going to charge it. They're like, you pre-ordered it because you got in the hype. We want our money. We want our money. Well, here's Christmas, Sideshow. No, Scrooge doesn't care. I want my money.
That's true.
That's
True.
it. Well, I got to get the turkey. Fine, then.
Good
You wanna
fellas.
cancel?
You
I'll take
bought
your
caught
$100
on
back.
fire. Screw you, pay me.
Yep.
That's it. That is it. That was one of the things that when I sat down early in the year and I did the Excel, this is not going to add up. My biggest mistake was I never factored in that all the not garbage. It feels like garbage. The garbage Marvel Endgame, and when I mean garbage, I mean like the Smart Hulk and some of the filler, like the fat filler, like we didn't need 3 friggin' Thanos. We didn't need that amount of Thanos. It's those fillers there that has really unhinged the collecting community, because now all of a sudden nobody gives a rat's ass for Endgame. Now we're going
I was gonna say even the Spider-Man suits. Like seriously, like how many suits was in that not stupid game? I really love that game, but it's just like
Right.
every single time I turn around, there's like another Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, another
And-
upgrade when you
Not the one
complete
we
a
want.
task. It's like, hey, guess what? You got this upgrade.
Oh, wait till the movie next week. How many suits are we gonna get from that?
Oh
that
Jesus!
movie?
Well, don't forget the Spider-Man 2 game when that comes out. We're gonna
There
get
you go.
another
Oh,
dozen
yeah.
Spider-Man.
There you
Into
go.
the Spider-Verse part, next whatever.
Yep,
Dude.
then we'll get those. We'll get a 2099 version animated.
No. Here's the thing I'm scared of. It's already confirmed, and for a lot of people don't realize, Toho Spider-Man, aka Japanese Spider-Man, he's been confirmed.
I wanted the 70s Spider-Man.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Do you realize what Toho Spider-Man is involved with? He literally has like Power Ranger Gundams with him.
I don't give a crap about Toho or Soho.
Well, yeah, but I
kidding.
realize, but
I'm
you
kidding, I'm
like, I'm just gonna say,
There's too many of
you
them.
think, but I'm just gonna say, you think Hot Toys would do something like they literally give us like a Gundam style or Power Ranger style like vehicle or mech to go with him, because it's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, and that Spider-Man show kind of kicked off a lot of that over there anyway back then.
Yeah.
So I
We
mean
still
that's a
haven't done
huge.
Peter B. Parker or Penny Parker, or Spider-Man Noir proper one from the animated movie. So
Yeah, I would definitely like to see a Spider-Man noir. Also, I was gonna say, like I feel like there's a lot of dead stock and a lot of people not really buying a lot of Hot Toys figures because, early in the pandemic we got those relief funds, right? Like was it $1,200 and stuff? I wonder, like, since they're not giving out like extra benefits and stuff, people are not getting extra benefits from the government. Like, is that factoring into a lot of people not pre-ordering a lot of things or buying a lot of things?
For sure.
For
sure. For a while we were getting a lot of extra. Everybody was getting like 3-4 different, stimuluses or unemployment bonuses. Like just people. There was an abundance of cash and a lot of collectors.
Yes.
Are definitely in on that. And now all of a sudden
I'm
it's
gonna have
to
to jump with Anobi. Like I got one of them. I didn't
I was
get all the others.
I never factored
Well,
that in. It never dawned on me that my buddy in Georgia, got over $3,000 and he was buying, multiple, which he would buy like Marvel Legends and things like that, and he ended up buying. He was starting to buy like TB League fights in it, and I'm like, and it never clicked on me that he was stimulated with funds.
Well, I was gonna say, because the reason why I say that is because I noticed, like, when the pandemic hit, people were home, and all of a sudden there was explosion of collectors. Like, not only collectors, a lot of streamers too, like, which is awesome too. But there was a lot of people that were getting into Hot Toys collecting again, or Hot Toys collecting for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then I'm seeing a lot of
year one
people,
collectors. Yes.
Yeah, but year one collectors. But then I see a lot of it slowly, like, people like being quiet, because I used to see a lot of them on the Facebook groups, like, buying Darkseid Anakin for $500-700 or stuff like that.
It's not, you can look at the audience emotional reactions from 6 months ago to now. It's not so much fun to speculate which new Star Wars figures are coming now, is it? Yeah, now as you're clutching on your wallet, you're like, you know what? I don't enjoy speculating so much because I can barely keep up with the ones that I want now. Lando Calrissian is a legacy character. There's no reason. It's going to break my heart if Lando goes into the bargain bin through a third-party Hong Kong retailer, through KG Hobby or GN or Line Rock Toys. That's going to be really sad. This is something that 6 months ago we were all excited. I mean, I remember PJ talking about it, Scale Mafia talking about it. I remember Moz, Don Prime, and now everybody is kind of like turning their backs and, oh, you know what? It doesn't look like Lando. Really? Don't be hating on poor Lando because you're trying to look for that, tap out excuse. Just be frank. I'll tell you straight out. There's a lot of stuff I want. I can't swing it. Just
right, exactly.
Let the audience know, hey, I cannot afford it. I'm going to have to make really smart decisions. Don't make tap out excuses. And that was something that I was starting to notice. And I love taking notes, the last couple months. Go ahead, Peter. You were going to say something.
Well, I was going to say, I'm still like a firm believer that people should really pick up Lando. If you're a Star Wars fan, and you got to love the original trilogy. Exactly. I haven't met a Star Wars fan who hated the original trilogy. And this is, like you said, a legacy character that, like, you need to. It's like a Han Solo. It's like, Leia. It's like Chewbacca. Like, yeah, he needs to be sold out. Don't buy any other. Don't buy the Rey because people were telling you it's the best Rey figure or best figure in the world.
Yeah.
Like, why would you buy Rey, a character a lot of people like were a big fan of, and skip out on Lando, which I don't understand.
This is my Storm Tracker 3000. The items on this, just to bring up the audience to speed here. I keep track of Star Wars Hot Toys that have not shipped from the U.S. Items you'll see on this. According to my Storm Tracker, right? Like the Stormtrooper Commander is still anticipated to drop. The Mandalorian Child Deluxe, I still have it on my list because it has not shipped from Sideshow. If anybody in the audience has gotten a shipment notification, please correct me and I'll update it. But as far as I can tell, the quarter scale Mandalorian and Child has not shipped from Sideshow. Stormtrooper Commander is still on the run-in to drop within the next 7 days. Now, today is Friday here in America, but it's Saturday in Hong Kong. So we are going to, knock on wood, will be clear of any pre-order drops up until Monday. Yeah, I would suspect Monday it's going to be a punch to the balls. There's just no way.
Oh, ow!
I'm talking something either Monday or Tuesday.
So it's not a kick. I'm okay.
Well, because it'll be the 2 week. So I asked early in the audience, how far is it tuned for 2 weeks? Cool. In my head, running my holodeck simulations. Damn it, that means Monday or Tuesday there's going to be some drops because these items are probably going to take a couple days. Air freight, Sideshow's going to send them notifications, blah, blah, blah. Sideshow wants to make sure that they get paid. Darth Maul, Clone Wars. I mean, you have Stormtrooper Commander, Mandalorian, Darth Maul, Ahsoka, the true Nightmare Before Christmas. I would call her the Ahsoka Tano. Jango Fett, a surprise mystery.
I need that.
Yeah. Tusken Raiders. Can someone in the audience, has anybody confirmed? Has the Tusken Raiders shipped from Sideshow? As far as I can tell, it's a no. Anybody in this group panel? No, right?
I
No
don't think
Tuscan
so.
from Sideshow. Okay, so think about that. Think about the Tuscan Raider. If you pre-ordered him, getting tacked on to one of an endgame figure or something. I mean, or the Boba Fett. Can you imagine if you pre-ordered the Tuscan Raider and the book and that 2-pack Boba Fett, and Sideshow's trying to crunch those numbers before Christmas, stacking them together, shipping them out? Oh, that's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be nasty. Tuscan Raider. Let me go.
I love it.
It's gonna be Shore Trooper. This is the regular one, released in Hong Kong, but not in the US, right?
No, I've got mine.
I got
Sideshow.
mine.
Got both him and the
yeah,
squad
I
leader.
think they're both shipped.
Yeah, Moz, did you get it from Sideshow or?
From
Yeah, both
Sideshow.
of mine came from Sideshow. I've only
nice.
got
Mine came from Sideshow as well, the team leader.
No. There's two versions of the Shore
Yeah,
No,
there's the
both of
grunt
them.
and the squad leader, sorry.
Okay,
I got 'em.
has the grunt? Okay, so I'll ask one more time. Has the Shore Trooper grunt released from Sideshow? Shipped
Yes.
from Sideshow. It
Yes.
has, PJ?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't get it yet, but
Yes,
Did it
Moz.
come?
yeah, I
Lane
think it
Kramer,
has-
boom. Lane Kramer's a day one pre-order. No, he has not gotten his from Sideshow. That's what I need to know. Boom. It
no,
has
I
not
think he
from-
said no. I think he says I have gotten mine.
I have gotten mine. Yes.
Oh, I have gotten mine. Okay, thank you. Thank you, audience, for helping me out. Let's get him deleted then. Boom. I'll update it. Delete. Boom. There we go. All right. So then we're down. Let's go back up here. So we have one. Yeah. Oh, we still have Anakin. You kids out there didn't forget about Anakin, did you? You know Anakin is still in the shadows, creeping, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the
With
Sideshow
the
one. I
snap,
would like
yes,
the animated
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna come in.
yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a kick in the shins. Grogu started shipping. This is the single, right? The 6 scale. Or no, this is
Quarter
the assorted one. This is the
That's a quarter, or is it?
No,
maybe
this
a quarter?
is-
No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just the 6 scale Grogu.
6 scale one.
Just
Okay. So we'll go back up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible incoming ballistic missiles from an unknown region coming to inflict pain. Thank you, Lane, for updating that. I don't have any of these on pre-order, by the way. Does anybody in this panel, the ones that are incoming, anybody here in this
Maul and
panel?
Ahsoka, those are I have them pre-ordered.
Okay.
No, I
I don't have any.
Okay.
I'm gonna be scouring the
None.
internet for some deals.
Yeah.
What I noticed with the Mandalorian and the Child Deluxe for a first day one pre-order or batch, should I say, I've seen it for 700 shipped from some resellers. Like that's crazy. Like that's insane. As if it was to be released like 2 years ago, that thing would have been $800 shipped.
Which one again, PJ? I apologize.
The Mandalorian quarter scale.
Yeah.
Now that you're actually getting it like for retail, it's crazy. For
It-
day one at least, that's crazy.
Yeah. It looks like we've all learned the true meaning of Christmas pre-ordering Hot Toys on the panel. Can I assume that? Is that
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
you-
it's
okay.
just too much. It's too much. And like PJ said earlier, I agree with I try my hardest not to pre-order something because as far as Hot Toys is concerned, because it's always a 16-month-ish turnaround. So if I see something, I'm like, oh, that looks really awesome. Well, okay, I'm not missing out, and if I wait a year or maybe, over a year's a long time, and you come back and you look at it again and you're like, okay, yeah, this is still pretty awesome. I still want this. Then okay, maybe I'll pre-order a couple months before release or just wait and pay. But there's too much because you can get lost in the pre-orders.
Well, I was
Like,
gonna
so
say,
we'll be collecting pre-orders for years.
oh yeah, exactly. Well, I was gonna say like, oh my gosh, as Denobi scrolling through these, like
So
who
much
the
coming.
hell can? I mean, like I'm a Star Wars collector, but man, I gotta draw the line somewhere.
It's scary
Like-
when you see it in an Excel time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
This
but
is-
I just
yeah.
but if someone could actually do the math on these, like how much money are you putting out for all of these? And that's not even including Book of Boba, Kenobi. Oh, we did. Oh, holy
Well,
moly!
That total you see there is what hasn't shipped from the US. So it like the Captain
Yeah.
Rex and the whatever. That right there. So if you're a day one pre-order, let's say you pre-ordered everything that you just saw on my list here, that is the total. Mind you, though, this total does not include tax
All the shipping.
and it
the
does
tag, yeah.
not include shipping. This is what the formula is on this, and this is just a total. Look, that's retail price. It's based off of this number right here, the 280. That's it right there. That's it. So
yeah, so about $8,000.
yeah. So when I'm somewhat experienced with Excel, but I went through Fiverr.com and I paid some programmer in India like $20 or $15 to build this, and then I had a friend tweak it at work. But I wanted specifically I can add photos and totals, and then when I see it visually, because I'm a visual person, when I see this, because I was like the rest of the sheep. Why not? I was part of the sheep. Just day one pre-order, and coming out of 2020, the math wasn't starting to add up. I tend to sell things outside of my Hot Toys collection. I tend to buy and sell things outside. And I was starting to come in my PayPal account. I was starting to build up a slush fund. Like, that's odd. I'm usually a lot lower in my spend.
Yes, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
The secondary economy.
Yeah. And I go, why do I have more money than what I should? That's not
exactly.
right. That's not right. I should be more money going out because I like to burn money. And that's when I started to look at the numbers. I'm like, oh, this is a nightmare. This is going to be the nightmare before Christmas. And then as I started doing the trades, the YouTube circuits, because I like everybody on YouTube. I love sharing my time. I like to talk with Moz, Scale Mafia, Don Prime, PJ. And I've made it very clear. I listen to everybody. I listen to Dante, Man of Hot Collectibles. I listen to Six Scale Cantina. I like that insight because in my world, Kenobi 2 comes first. It's if I can use the information, the influence, the public of opinion to better my collection, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I need to stop day one pre-ordering. This is not going to look good. The only thing that I never factored in was the end game crap, which would turn into peg warmers, which is now going to trickle down to the existing Star Wars merch. A lot of these stormtroopers are going to sit for a very long time. PJ is a veteran collector. Remember how the Emperor Palpatine on the chair sat for a whole year? I am
baffled.
Mafia, you know that. You know,
Yep.
These
I'm
year
baffled.
one collectors don't know that, do they? Or they don't understand the concept.
Dark Side Anakin sat there forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Only the veteran collectors know that. Only the veteran collectors. But the year one collectors that came in early 2020 because they got a little bit of stimmy money, they don't understand. Star Wars isn't as magical. And look, I have Star Wars. Look right here. Look, I made it very clear. Right there. There's my Star Wars. But I love Star Wars. You guys know the slogan. I don't trust Star Wars because I've also made it very clear that when this merchandise starts to sit and collect dust, you can kiss your Bad Batch collection goodbye. You'll get your 2 and you'll be happy with it.
Don't say that.
No,
I need to complete my Bad Batch.
Bad Batch as a team, I'll guarantee you.
Yeah.
Hot Toy ain't making a complete team.
They're not. They're not. PJ, you're a better collector. Don't be blinded by the dark side of the force.
I know.
PJ.
I know.
Don't be blind. You know better. You know better.
Listen, they have. How long have they had the prototype for Crosshairs, and they have still not listed it yet?
Well, how about this? How about Clone Wars Kenobi?
Yes.
When the hell is that gonna freaking drop? What the hell
well, that's a different story though, because there's a series that's gonna potentially tie into flashbacks where he's might be wearing that armor, and the fact that Hayden Christensen is back. Again, I'm just telling you, Kenobi it's one-off because there's so many potential figures involved with that.
But Don, why do they need to make a General Kenobi when we're all circle jerking for the Stormtrooper, the clone troopers here? We all did backflips for Captain Vaughn here and Clone Trooper Jesse, and we.
I'll be honest with you because, like you said, a lot of that is based on the year one stimulus buyers. Because again, season 7 of Clone Wars, which is specific to the Disney license that Hot Toys has.
I'm going to stop you there. Don, I don't watch cartoons. I fell in love. I got reintroduced back into The Mandalorian. That's one of the issues right here. and I was pecking with Scale Mafia a little while ago. Everybody thinks that oh, you love Star Wars, so that means you love the Clone Wars. No, it doesn't.
I still
work
haven't
like
finished
that.
it.
It does not work.
You guys
like
are breaking
that.
my heart.
I didn't watch that until.
Well, I'm the
Ahsoka
same.
got
I don't really watch
introduced in
cartoons
Mandalorian.
of any kind. It's hard. It's just hard for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
That's just who I am. It's weird.
well, you know what? I recommend Rebels first if you can't. It's hard to get into Clone Wars. It takes a while. It takes
Well,
a while.
I finished 4 seasons of Clone Wars so far.
Oh, you
Well, then
did?
you should be
Okay.
in the downhill battle now. It should be.
And
pretty good.
but do I need to suffer through 3-4 seasons for a show to get good? Like in my opinion, I'm just saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, like I'm really trying to get.
God. pick up until Maul comes into it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's some things that have been
Yeah.
peppered in so
Yeah.
far that I like, but a lot of
like-
it seems fillerish and for kids.
Yeah.
So Scale
yeah.
Mafia, can I just say one thing? You're saying that Deep Space Nine. That's all I have to spit. That's all I have to say.
Dude, okay.
Deep Space Nine.
Don't start a quote. Wait, hold on now, Don. I'll put you in timeout. Don't you dare compare Deep Space Nine to the Bad
Yeah,
Batch
okay, but I understand what Don's saying. Some of the Trek shows started out kind of slow, a little weak. They were trying to find their footing, but it was still live action. I don't know. I'm just weird. I'm just it's hard.
I see where
PJ. Pause. PJ, you're next. Let me do a quick shout out here. Hey, DeLorean, thank you so much. Excited you seeing Aries' upcoming room tour. What are you guys expecting to see? I don't know. I would love to see a room tour. I love to see a room tour of everybody. I always enjoy that. I like to see what everybody currently has in their collection, what they currently love. I would suspect with Aries, it's probably going to be Rays because he loves his Rays. He does love his Rays. Bob Dylan. How do you decide when to pre-order early, support your show character versus wait in Hong Kong a bargain? Bob, I do not believe in day one pre-ordering, but I have day one pre-ordered a couple items this year. I've expressed it again. In the past, I'll do it again. Cyborg for the Justice League. That was a day one pre-order directly through Sideshow, showing my support for Cyborg, and then Back to the Future, which is mandatory. I don't question Back to the Future, Doc Brown and Marty. That is an absolute day one pre-order for me. Star Wars schlockiness and nonsense and shenanigans, that shit can wait. Absolutely. When it comes to Star Wars, that can all wait because we all know with Star Wars.
In chess, the pawns go first.
I knew that was coming. Thank you.
You knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah.
Don, you knew that was coming. That was coming.
Hey Don, I think you're that one stormtrooper in the meme I shared today, the one building the Enterprise.
Exactly. Yes.
Look,
Yes, I know. Yes.
collecting hot toys is not for the faint of heart. This is an aggressive, nasty collection, but my God, every now and then you do encounter a grail. Do I see any grails out of this current, pre-order release through Star Wars? Eventually, in a couple of years, the Emperor Palpatine sat around for a year. But when it comes to hot toys,
If you want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
I
you want
am
that
an
ultimate, you
FBI
gotta
agent.
pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And look, Hot
that
Toys wants to
movie is
take your
so
money.
good.
You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. So
Yeah.
they're gonna be aggressive with
this.
this.
Oh yeah.
Aggressive. It's more like around the alley. Let's get Jules and Vinny, and let's take you to the back. Let's shake you down. You want the 2-pack Boba Fett? All right, we'll give it to you. That's the shakedown there. Lane, thank you so much. Here, I'm opposite. I like the animation. CW Bad Batch. All right, Lane. I'm gonna give you some hard. I will be the bad guy. I'll be the villain to this Nightmare Before Christmas. Right? I'll be the villain. Right? 13 Star Wars ready to ship items. It's going to become dead stock. That sends a signal back to Sideshow or Hot Toys. I would speculate, because I used to work in merchandise, Sideshow, when they collect their pre-orders, they probably submit an additional PO, a purchase order, so that they can have additional stock, right? Mm-hmm. Is the community stepping up with the pre-orders to the Bad Batch? I would speculate no. I would think not.
Nope.
Not everybody loves Bad Batch, not everybody loves. That's why I've said it from the very beginning. You cats out there are probably not going to get the full team. My thoughts and prayers, I'll post it on Instagram or something. You're most likely not going to get the full Bad Batch. The support has to be there. Scale Mafia just said it. Hot Toys, they love their money. They love it. They love it. They love it.
True.
Oh, hold on here. Hold on here. Boom.
Oh man.
You guys talking about
money.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. There we go.
What's cracking?
We're
man?
in the end game now.
This is it. This is it. This is
Hey, we need
it.
4 more. The Nobi said 10. So
They're coming. I
right.
sent out Imperial probe droids throughout the galaxy.
Oh my
Anybody
god.
wants to
Nice.
join in, I'm gonna push the bandwidth on this, what I'm paying, to the max. I may get
I'm
kicked out.
downloading some movies. To know.
are you, are you using LimeWire again?
Yeah,
I'm using LimeWire.
the
Oh,
2
yeah.
movie.
Oh God.
all right,
Told you.
all right, Optic.
What are we,
I'm
2012?
downloading Endgame, Avengers Endgame, and it's not the one that you. It's not the one that you saw in the movie theaters.
Not that Black Widow.
Oh, the Black Widow.
Oh, man. I'm trying to Optical. You caught me in one of my rants here. I'm trying to break Lane Kramer. I'm trying to explain to him that his puppy died. You know, I'm trying to
Well,
I'm trying to let him know that there's a very good chance that the Bad Batch will not be completed. It's plain and simple. You know how it works. We don't get full teams. Optical, you've been in this game as long as I have. We don't get full teams. On occasion,
When
we
push
do.
comes to shove. Yeah.
We got all the Justice League finally.
After
Well,
what?
how long did that take?
I'll just
I'm
say
just saying
this.
we did get them all. I mean, I didn't.
I'll just say this.
Somebody did.
I dropped down. I bought it, but it's a one-off, and it's like literally one of those. Holy crap! Hot Toys is doing this. I need to drop down and do it now. You know?
Yeah, because it never happens. That's the whole point. You know, that's what we're going back to in that circle, is that we don't get full teams. You know, that's a rare situation.
And I'll be on. And again, I'll be completely honest. I grabbed Hunter, not because he's Hunter, with his his Rambo aesthetic 80s action star with a headband. You know, I got it because he's a freaking clone commando armor. And he's wearing a modified Phase 2 helmet, which potentially, again, you could count as a clone commando helmet. I'm not buying it because it's freaking Hunter. I'm buying it because it's freaking Republic commando armor, you know?
So do you like the show Dawn Prime? Have you watched it all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched it all. And
Okay.
again,
All right, how about
I'm not buying Echo. I would not buy Crosshairs.
Okay.
For one reason, I do not like the fact on his shoulder pad, he is literally wearing like a spike that goes out 3 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna push
As
it over
an
to PJ. I mean, let me stop you right there, Dawn Prime. Have you seen all of the Bad Batch, PJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Optical, have you seen all of the Bad Batch?
I haven't seen one.
Okay. Scale Mafia, I think you mentioned you saw the first episode and then you went to the bathroom or something and you
I'm with Optical. I haven't seen anything.
Okay. How
I
about
haven't
you,
seen
Moz?
that. Rebels.
Yeah,
How about
I've seen
you?
it.
You
I've seen
have?
it. Yep.
Okay, I have not. I don't really care. So 50-50 out of a panel of, I mean, it's a rough survey, but 6 of us here, half of us have seen it and enjoy it. The other, we don't care. And that's the thing with Star Wars, is that it's a very segregated, it's a very factionized intellectual property. I hear this all the time in the streams, and most of us like the classic. Most of us like the prequels. Most of it. There is a few band of rebels that actually do enjoy the sequel trilogy of Rey and Kylo and their adventures. I totally respect that. Not for me though, but I get that. And then there's the animated, Saturday morning cartoon adventures of the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch. I get it. There's a fan base for that too. There's a reason why Hot Toys created this hybrid type action, 1/6 scale figure of the Clone Wars, where they can cover multiple IPs, where you have the character of the actor of Tamora Morrison in a humanistic form, but still have the Clone Wars armor, have that realistic look. It's putting one toe into two different pools.
Yeah, that's what I
even Hot
appreciated
Toys,
from
they
it.
don't understand. They don't have the we don't trust these guys. We need to cover as many bird. We need to throw one stone to cover multiple birds there. And I honestly do not blame Hot Toys. They don't trust Star Wars as much as I do either. Like, yeah, Hot Toys, I don't blame you.
I was gonna say, what's gonna throw a wrench in that, with the Captain Rex and stuff is if we do get like a flashback and then you get Clone Wars Cody or Commander Cody, like not just like Hot Toys predicting and how he would look, like you actually see it in live action, and then what happens to your figure of Commander Cody? Like, are you gonna get another Commander Cody with the actual realistic Timur Morrison?
Some people will, yeah.
Yeah, and then also,
I'll just say this specifically about Cody. If we potentially do get another figure of him, he ain't looking nothing like the 212th Commander. He's going to be the Purge Trooper Commander. Yeah. If it does come to that, we're getting Purge Trooper Cody.
Well, I was going to say also, really quick, I do agree with Denobi. There's not a lot of, that's one thing Hot Toys has been known for is not completing teams. And I'm going to name you a couple just because a lot of it was because they weren't popular. Like Poe Dameron. We never got a Poe. That's like, they teased them, right? Base Malbus, like we didn't get them. Hot Toys has been known to do that. I mean, Cyborg was because, gosh, there was a lot of people like demanding Cyborg. And,
I think it's just because the Snyder Cut finally came to life. If the Snyder Cut never came out, you would never see a Cyborg.
Right. I agree with Scale Mafia. It was only because of that, and Hot Toys saw that other licensed companies were making a killing and statues and etc. Like hey, we're gonna make, and they saw that, and you're right, that was it. There was money to be made because there was a renewed interest into this version of the film. Right. So yeah, if the Snyder Cut was ever released, there's no way we would have ever gotten a Cyborg. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah. And if Andor's anything, and we do end up seeing like a Baze in the show, then maybe they will put that out as a Rogue One line, and they'll finally release him because there's this new, like you're saying, a renewed interest, maybe. But again, these are flukes. These aren't planned, calculated things.
I'll just tell you this: the only thing we may potentially see from Andor is a new Andor figure and a variant of the Shore Trooper, like a Shore Trooper Legion Commander. Because again, from leaked pictures, there is a commander who has different chests and torso coloring and markings, and he's rolling around with an E11 pistol, not the full blaster, but a pistol. So that is right off the bat, that is a new variant Shore Trooper, which might be the commander, which might be on the equivalent level of Cody. So again, just looking at potentials, Hot Toys is not going to go where you think they're going to go. They're going to go with the variants. They're going with the commanders. They're going to go with the things that are going to be on the Disney Plus shows. So
they're going to go with what's hot, basically.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, but they'll also profit from that, because a lot of these things are, like you said, the variants, they're rehashes. They have the molds. They already have everything.
Exactly.
Minimum production for maximum profit. And that's kind of what we're seeing on this page right here. Look at everything on that page right there.
It's all mass.
We've all had that before.
Yeah. I have a question.
In some form.
I have a question. I don't know who Andor is. Honestly, I don't know. Who's Andor?
He's
the Cassian guy from
Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they're basically doing a prequel series.
Okay.
That I think it's supposed to be 18 months up to the events of Rogue One, where it shows him gathering the intel, gathering his spy network, creating his.
But Don, hold on. You're giving me this backstory like I care. Why would I care of an individual that died on a planet? You see, I don't.
Krennic is going to come. Krennic version 2.0 is possible. Like he actually is coming back.
Does that make sense? Optical.
Yeah, but what he's
What
saying is they're
target?
already dead. So why do we need to know
Optical.
about
Does
their
that make
past?
sense? Let me I'm gonna hit a couple of random like I want characters that I'm emotionally. This cat died on a planet kissing this chick. I don't. Why would I care about
Yeah.
this?
Danobi, that's the exact reason why you see 13 Hot Toys waiting to be shipped, because there's so many. If there was no other products, maybe he'd sell, right? Because there's scarcity in Star Wars, but there's none. So those kind of characters are the ones that's going to be pushed aside, regardless of how cool they are. Maybe they're the best looking head sculpt, but since there's so many, that's the exact reason why right now there's 13 needed to be shipped. And why? If there's 13, why would they make somebody like that? I They would do something like Mafia says, something that's like a stormtrooper looking, because maximum profit. They already got the mold, but to cast another head sculpt for something that might or might not sell, I don't think Hot Toys about that. So.
Yeah, and so that was my point. Like Don Brown was doing a good job giving backstory, but why the f should I care? I don't. These people died. Oh, let's do a prequel. No,
Mhm.
no, I don't.
Well,
Move it along.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing specifically. The actual actress that played Jin, she has been talking specifically to Disney and putting out social media. She is not confirmed dead, and Disney has specifically come out and said she is not canonically been confirmed dead. So
I think she's dead.
What do you mean? Do you
And
think
she's
you're
not-
telling
I mean,
me
that
I-
planet
you're
blew
telling me
up,
that
right?
Hugh, you're telling me that Hugh
I-
Jackman had a well and he put his
no. What I'm telling you though is Disney sees the potential for more money, and they have confirmed
No.
she is not dead, and she has been
She's dead.
talking with
crying out loud.
Disney to
I'm sick of
potentially
this
do
retcon
Did
bullshit.
the
Don,
airports
Don,
combine
I
to
think-
even
I
out?
I think she's dead, Don. Like,
Yeah, I
he
think
like,
she's dead, but
dude, like if she's not dead, then she must be like some sort of freaking cyborg.
well,
or
they
something.
already
just
screwed it
telling
up,
you-
man, with that one line. Somehow Palpatine returned.
no, I
And
agree
you know
with
what?
Right, so now
And
they
that
can do
will ta-
anything.
No, if anything,
Like-
I know what you're talking about, Don, but I think you're talking about like her potentially coming back
Yeah.
for a cameo in Andor.
Yeah.
But she is not alive. That's gonna take away the ending of that movie.
No, I agree with you, but you got to realize what she has said and Disney has said in the last year.
Yeah,
And
she
again,
might
Rogue
come back
One came out-
she might come back for Andor, but she is not alive post Rogue One. She's dead.
No, I agree with you, but she wants to push for a sequel. That's what I'm
to play her
essentially.
daughter?
That's
or
what
something?
she wants because she needs money.
Yeah, they
but
want a
that's not-
job.
They want
You
to
know.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to reach a point, and I think we're at this point already. We're at that tipping point where we're going to have to pick. We're going to have to purchase. These aren't $20, $25 Black Series. These are
Right.
expensive, high-end collectible toys. And when you start to water it down with so many Stormtrooper and stuff like that, you're gonna have to start to pick your own battles on top of any other IPs that the audience or any of us here in this panel do enjoy. When you're looking at just a Star Wars page alone, and you're seeing Luke and a swoop bike. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that swoop bike. And Moz Katan, and it's just the Death Trooper there, the droid. I can't wait to get my hands on this dark Trooper. You're gonna have to start picking your battles, and then what's gonna happen is that it sends a signal. It comes in waves. It's up and down. And when Sideshow and Hot Toys, they start to get the signal, oh, our pre-orders on Star Wars is starting to drop. They go back to the one thing that they can always guarantee will keep the lights on, and it's going to be Iron Man. It will
It's gonna
always
be
be
Ripley
Iron Man.
Power Loader. What are you talking
If I
about?
can just jump in real quick, I'm going to be honest. Paramount Plus, they put out the new Halo preview, and the minute I started watching that, I'm not happy because I'm like, Jesus, my wallet is gonna kill me, because when not only did they show Master Chief, they showed the normal troopers, they showed OSDTs, and I'm like, oh my God, my wallet is gonna kill me, because I don't know who has that license, But either way, I'm in for at
Mhm.
least
Oh,
5 to 6 figures.
Forget. Like I said, most of us aren't going to be around by the time Halo shows up, Don. It's this nasty little Nightmare Before Christmas situation here, and the fear of us grabbing our wallets here as to what else is going to drop, what else is Sideshow going to surprise us? Because it used to be fun, Optical and PJ. It used to be fun to get that Sideshow notification. Now I read comments that it's dreadful. Now it's crazy. That's bonkers. I remember a time like, oh, I got my blah, blah, blah Sideshow notification on my blah, blah, blah. Right now it's like, oh, bummer. I got a Sideshow notification on 3 items that are shipping. Oh, what am I going to tell the missus? I got to ship it to work now or something.
And there could be a few things more than not just Star Wars, but there's probably a good amount of these figures that are not going to be out this year but that are done. And as we all know, that the whole month or so, even now, production's starting to slow down. They try to slow down a little before the Chinese New Year, and then we have this long month or so gap. And if there's stuff already done, come February or so, they're just gonna boom, 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 and these are gonna. It's you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, February 21st, 2022 is literally anything they don't have shipped out prior to that point. Like phase 2 of the storm will happen.
Yeah,
like literally February 22nd, 2022, the end of Chinese New Year, the first working business day. God help us all in our wallet.
Quick question to Moz. Moz, are you sandbagging your efforts for Spider-Man? Did I recall that? What are you focused on more? I think it's because Spider-Man gets released a week from now, and it just dawned on me that Spider-Man, the pre-orders that are going to be announced on that could also greatly impact on the existing Star Wars pre-orders. At that point, it's going to be a whole plethora. It's going to be like a buffet smorgasbord of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because when they start releasing their Spider-Man No Way Home pre-orders, they may coincide with future, right? Spider-Man. A week after that, it's the Book of Boba pre-orders. We're going to get new pre-order announcements, and then the following week, new pre-order announcements.
Then Hawkeye will be done, and then they'll announce Hawkeye and Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not planning to really jump on the Spider-Man hype train, man. I got Green Goblin, her, and I got Miles from this movie coming in, and that's right now. That's it. I might do the classic suit because I'm more the comic Spider-Man guy. They do a symbiote Venom.
Yeah,
I'll get a symbiote Venom, but I'm not going to buy. I got the new pre-order one on pre-order just as a placeholder because there was no NRD. So I was like, if I need a Venom by the time that drops, then I'll do that. But
okay, I wasn't sure. How about you, Optical? Are you looking forward to more of the Spider-Man No Way Home or the Boba pre-order? Because we're going to get a shitload of pre-orders between the next 2 weeks.
My 2023 is open because anything that pops up, that's not going to be till 2023 most likely. So that's I'm anticipating like 5-6 figures out of that No Way Home movie. So I'm allotting those spaces for them.
Yeah,
they've shown 3 so far.
Yeah, I may go back for a Doc Ock or something, but I'm not going to get the Goblin from the movie.
It's mandatory for the villains for me. You got to get the villains for Spider-Man.
Yeah, if villains come, you got to get the villains.
Got to get them.
Yeah,
he's pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm not messing around. I mean, I can pass on another Tom Holland Spider Power X mystical suit.
Right.
I have a ton of them in my. But the villains, any villains they release, I'm not sleeping on any of those villains.
Well, I was going to say, like, I think Optical and I were talking about it last week. What happens if they release multiple of the same villain because of multiverse? And, because we got they showed the trailers. They showed 2 Green Goblin versions. You got the one with the original suit and then one when he's just got the goggles and, he's wearing something totally different. And then we might get 2 Electros. Like some people were saying that the original Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is going to show up along with the Electro with with the arc reactor on his shoulder.
Oh, we're getting him just because of that arc reactor. It's seeded with Iron Man love all over him. That's going to get made. Anything with Iron Man seed on it, that's guaranteed money right there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that arc reactor. I'm like, oh, he's going to get made. I'm going to get him. Anything with Iron Man around the world is gold. So that definitely is going to get made.
Lizard.
Liz. I don't know about Lizard. I don't.
I mean, they could
They'll
use the
a
Venom body.
form if they make them.
Yeah.
They'll just use a Venom body form.
Yeah, and even Sandman, I'm very skeptical of, but I would definitely say the three that Hot Toys on their social media teased, which was Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro. I'm willing to put hard money that those three are going to get made into a villain. 100%. They'll probably get. So the film comes out Thursday. So I'm going to call it here. It'll be Monday morning or Sunday night, because it'll be Monday the following day. We'll get some pre-order announcements and some drops. This Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be it'll be part of the Nightmare Before Christmas, because when you dangle something shiny in front of us, we tend to forget about what we committed to in the past.
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
you're like, oh, Jango Fett's coming out, like you forget or something, just things like that.
I mean, yeah, I don't have Django pre-ordered. I'm kind of waiting to see what we actually get, but I'll be honest, if he's decent, I will grab him once he's actually released. But again, I'm waiting to see what we actually get for that figure.
I think he's going to turn out great. I mean, there's really not much to change on him. He's got the same like Mandalorian helmet. I mean, the Tamora Morrison head sculpt, they've been nailing it for pretty much every clone clone commander and stuff. So, I think that figure is going to be pretty awesome. I just think it's just the accessories that separates it from everything else. But I think that's gonna be great. And like we're talking about like teams being made. Like, are we gonna get all the villains if all the villains are shown?
I wouldn't hold my breath. Are you holding your breath, PJ? I'm not. Are you optical? I'm not holding my breath for all the villains being made.
I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, I'm not holding my breath. But
yeah,
I feel like the three ones, at least Goblin, Doc, and Electro, are gonna be made. At least if they even made Lizard, it's probably like a power pose,
Exactly. Yep. Because they don't have to do face sculpt licensing.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Just like King Shark. If they do a power pose, they do not have to.
I did pre-order a King Shark though.
Yeah, that's a good piece for that price.
Yeah.
It's too much fun. He looked too good.
But here's the thing though. As far as Electro and as far as Goblin, if they make figures, it's not going to be what you think they're going to be. If it's specifically Electro, it might be a battle damage version. And as far as Goblin, it's going to be his homeless suit version.
A hobo Goblin.
Exactly.
I'll take the bet with Optical 20. It never dawned on me that, Lizard would probably, because I was thinking about the whole Sinister Six concept. And it would be ridiculous to commit to three villains and not. It is Spider-Man. It's on the same level as Iron Man Love to make the Sinister Six. If there's anything, if there's ever a team that would garner the completion, it would probably be Spider-Man and the Sinister Six. And making Lizard as a rotocast like power pose, I actually would not be mad against that. We would have Lizard, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Mysterio, since we have already. Mysterio.
Yes,
he's considered the sixth one that hasn't been seen. Now everybody's speculating, but I'm guessing Mysterio is going to show up. It may not be the actor, but Mysterio in the comic books has been donned by different actors because he was a stage actor, performer, and the suit was. So Mysterio would make the biggest sense. And I'm still rooting for Michael Keaton as the Vulture because
I was gonna say Vulture, yep.
And Vulture,
I actually potentially, as you're saying, I am in complete agreement with you. What if we see more than 6 villains? Like you're saying, what if we actually see 7? We see not Mysterio himself, but
I don't want to see 7. I want to see Sinister 6. I don't want to see Super 7.
But again, what I'm saying though is because here's the thing: Venom at this point, he's showing up. I don't think he's going to be part of the Sinister Six, but guess what? Venom in one point or another.
I hope he doesn't.
He is showing up in this movie.
I think he's gonna be more
If
of
he
like
shows up, it's probably when I'll get up from the theater and use the bathroom. He doesn't belong in this film. At least,
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
think-
well,
I
well,
think-
no,
I
I
think it
think
should
it's
be-
going to be more of an end credit or a post credit.
I think
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna be
credited in the film, so he's there.
is he on the IMDb? God, I hope
Yeah, he's
not.
on there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
well,
says Tom
gotta
Hardy's
remember,
Eddie
gotta
Brock.
remember. Hardy specifically was on Instagram, and he was wearing the crew shirts from No Way Home Spider-Man. Specifically, not like the stunt crew, but the actual film crew, meaning he was an actor on the set.
Rock on.
for a post-credit scene.
Yeah, it could be
again,
post
Well,
credits.
well, again, that could be, but again,
Yeah.
it was one of those things. He did the thing, and like
I-
most people
I-
thought he was trolling, but it was an actual like actor setup.
I
he
just
was
think
wearing
that
with.
I just think that, to be honest, like, you know, for Venom to show up, it'll be more like a post credit, like, because I think they want to do like more separate movies with Venom, and the best way to kind of like introduce that would be through like a post credit scene. I don't think.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. And I understand where you're coming. Marvel has confirmed the
Venom's coming to
symbiote
MCU.
multiverse hive mind theory, which directly ties in to Spider-Man 3, specifically Topher Grace Venom, which means that establishes the reason why the current Venom we see from Sony recognizes the Spider-Man he's seen on the TV once the spectrum happens. And again, that post-credit scene we see, that is not due to the Doctor Strange spell. That is due to Sophie killing Kang. That is the exact same.
Oh, the Loki variant timeline that was affected. Yeah.
No, the graphics, the marking, that is exactly the same when Venom was transported in the MCU. So that is not Doctor Strange's spell. That is Loki or Sylvie killing Kang. That is the reason why Venom is now in the MCU.
Let me ask a quick question to PJ. PJ, are you still in Marvel? I know you kind of purged most of it. Are you still dipping your toe?
No. If I'm gonna dip my toe, it's gonna be like through getting a bargain deal on like the buy and sell trade groups. I think I told Optical if I could get like a No Way Home. I mean, a No Way Home. What's that advanced suit for a good price? I'll pick it up. But
how about but so
not
if
advanced suit,
if
is
they
it
make
the was it the Far From Home suit? Is it the
the upgraded suit?
upgraded
It's
suit?
Far
There's
From
so
Home.
many suits. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Upgraded,
it's like
advanced,
the Steve
upgraded.
Kind of.
So let me ask you a quick question then. So if they made an Alfred Molina Doc Ock, you would not pick him up?
No, I just
How about
can't.
you, Optical?
I just
Real-
can't
yeah,
fuck
I'm
that.
all in for that. Yeah.
You're all in for that?
Oh my God.
Moz, are you all in for the villains? I mean, real
I
quick.
would be in for Doc Ock, possibly.
All the villains, if they make all the villains, or just Doc Ock?
Just Doc Ock. Like I said, this is my Goblin. That's all I need for that. And if they have a symbiote Venom that looks like the comic book version, I'll buy that. But
How about you, Scale Mafia? All the villains for Spider-Man, or just one or dabble, or no?
It's hard because I've tried to get out of MCU, though I still have a couple Tom Holland ones, but I mostly have all the PS4 Spider-Mans. So I'm in this weird
Transition?
spot because if the villains come out, even though they're a movie, I think I can fit them with all my PS4 Spider-Mans. Just have this whole Spider-Man thing. So yeah, I think if they came out, I'd get them.
How about you, Don Prime? Would you get all the villains, or just nitpick, or?
I'm gonna be honest. I have a connection both to Doc Ock and to Goblin. Again, post 9/11 military, all that stuff. But if they came out with any version of Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, and the faux Goblin, I'm gonna be honest. I would grab both versions because again, they have an emotional connection to me.
Okay.
Again, I've watched those movies so many times in Kuwait, Iraq, whatever. I have to do that because, like I said, they have an emotional connection to me.
Okay. Let me jump back over to Optical 20. You're only nitpicking on Spider-Man characters, right? But with the villains, you're seeing the same logic I am. You don't you don't mess with the villains. Like They come in there and they're gone. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have a gazillion Tom Holland more,
Yeah.
outside of this. They can give me a green, blue, gold, silver, plated chrome, whatever it is. I would sacrifice all that to get all the villains at this point, because the villains, there's no promise for the villains. They might show up here and might not show up ever again. I mean, they might show up again, but now you're gambling.
It's a huge. It could be an expensive gamble,
right? Like, I mean, at worst you have them, right? Like at worst you have them, but I'd sacrifice all the releases in 2023 just to pick up all those villains.
Well, here's the thing though. Just if Hot Toys doesn't do all the villains doesn't mean we're not necessarily going to see them, because third parties are going to jump all over this.
Yeah, but it's different though.
Yeah,
it's
but
I understand.
Very,
but
Hot Toy though specifically, and then because of course third parties are going to make everything.
Yeah, it's because we're it's almost guaranteed we're going to get an Alfred Molina Doc Ock, because the Spider-Man that was just went into pre-order, the deluxe base has the tentacles. They've already implied that we're gonna get with the trailers with the Stark tech. It's almost, I'm telling you, if you look at it, Hot Toys, they know Iron Man will sell. If they need money, it's like Iron Man needs to have. It needs to throw its spunk on these characters. Electro has some of that spunk on that arc reactor. Doc Ock with the tentacles has it, because they know it does not matter. And I've said this before. It does not matter what we all joke about the neon tech and the rainbow colored Iron Mans. It does not matter what we think.
And I'll just say this. Everyone thinking these villains are one and done. I'll just say this. Willem Dafoe, he's had pictures taken from the set of Moon Knight. Willem Dafoe is also rumored, in addition to the quote-unquote arc reactor, which potentially belongs to Electro, is potentially the rumored MacGuffin that leads into Armor Wars. So again, I'm just going to say this.
Right, but
some of these villains, this is not the last you're gonna see of them.
But Don,
they are here in this universe.
Now you're speculating, because we're asking if they come out. If they do come out, they're here. What if they don't come out? In that movies. So now you missed your boat. This is not a short trooper that you might see again in the next Mandalorian.
Very true. Very
That's
true.
What we're trying to say, that this is not another trooper that they could do. Now you're banking on maybe they would. Maybe he'll show up here. Maybe. But if they made him, why not jump into it? Because this is not.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Short trooper.
It's a very slippery slope, and I'm gonna have to agree with Optical on that, and that's why I had started off the whole topic with PJ, because I know that he was at one point you were a devoted Marvel Christian, and you've changed over to Catholic, to Star Wars. So, but I've seen it. I've seen people flip flop, between religions. I hate Marvel. I love Marvel. So.
Well, here's the thing: is that like I'm always going to be a Star Wars fanatic. I've always if I had to pick Marvel and Star Wars, it's always going to be Star Wars. So, with the amount of stuff that's coming out for Star Wars and Marvel, you can't. I mean, I can't collect all of them.
No,
I'll be living in the street,
throttle. Yeah,
and it's I just don't want to pick and choose, because I'm one of those that I need to complete the line. If I just can't be I'm just gonna get a good Doc Ock. No, I need to get the Sinister Six. Why I'm just gonna get one Doc Ock that's just gonna sit by himself in the shelf.
Why not? You already pre-ordered one Bad Batch or two Bad Batch. You think you're gonna get? I mean, why
How
not?
dare you, Denobi?
Right back at you. You can't. That your logic is flawed, because it applies to Star Wars. You're assuming you're gonna get the whole Bad Batch. Good luck on that one.
No. But I'm just saying. No. I'm not saying I'm not gonna be just getting Doc Ock and then he's cool, just leaving him by himself. Meaning I don't collect anything else, and Doc Ock is just right by himself.
Wait a minute, PJ. Hold. I'm gonna have to dish out some Marvel, slappery here. Doc Ock can exist within Iron Man. He's battled Iron Man in the He's battled Captain America.
This isn't Marvel.
Doc Ock in my Moducase collection, I could put that bad boy just.
But I'm saying,
pretty much.
Bad Batch.
No, I
Hey,
don't collect.
He's
that's-
working with MODOK.
I don't
No,
collect.
he's working with MODOK in the past, meaning
I know.
you
Don,
could grab the Hasbro 6-inch scale MODOK and it would work.
no. I don't collect Marvel stuff. Period. Like, I'm not just gonna buy a Doc Ock because he's cool and just display him by
Oh, I
himself.
see what you're saying.
Like, I'm gonna like want to get a
you-
Spider-Man. I'm
okay.
gonna, like, it's gonna force me to buy
Okay.
more Marvel figures.
So you
That's
are
what-
staying true to your celibacy
just-
on from
Yeah.
our okay. All
Yeah,
right.
like that's what
Yeah.
my
All right.
point is.
I'll
like,
keep
the-
an eye on you. All right. All right.
Sean Paul asked, "What if they released Aunt May?" Are you?
Oh, they're not releasing it. That's a third-party
it's still
figure, if
made.
anything.
Hey, Bison.
There, Lane. There's nothing wrong with being a statue. I mean, I dabble in there into statue collecting.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, that's probably one. I think that's what sets me a little bit different than most of the YouTube influencers out in YouTube land, is that I am somewhat licensed in multiple IPs. I can appreciate the love that exists within Marvel, even Star Wars. I always love taking a dump on Star Wars, but you know what? I mean, I still build a little baby shrine of Star Wars. I still have it. I'm very, very specific when it comes to Star Wars, Ghostbusters, and all that stuff. I typically don't like to paint myself into a corner. Do I have a favorite? Sure, it's going to be Iron Man. It's going to be Marvel. It's going to be top billing for that. But I do enjoy different IPs, and so when I hear collectors, you know, I'm only going to do that when they came from that, and I'm not gonna collect Hot Toys anymore. This is going to Easy Collectibles because I sent them an invite talking about he's not gonna collect Hot Toys, and then I told him, I go, you're full of shit, Easy, because the minute another Luke shows up in a white costume or something and he's swinging a different lightsaber, you'll be back to Hot Toys. In a finger snap, you know, and he'd text me back, LOL. They always come back. They always come back to Hot Toys. It's interesting. I will say I am proud of this panel so far that most of you have learned your lesson for the Knightmare Before Christmas and throttling your day one pre-orders and kind of waking up like, holy shit, this is a mess. This is
Can I just say one thing? So, as some of you know, this past Wednesday, I was just given by my oncologist the basically cancer-free label. So it's taken a couple days for it to hit me. So, like, I'm all with Denobi tonight. I'm having a drink or two, and I'm like, holy shit, the rest of my life has beginning. I want to buy some stuff. So it's almost like the trigger for me is like, help me. I want to buy so much stuff because
there's been a lot of good stuff out there to buy.
Well, here's the thing. And again, it's like I've literally just for safety precautions been saving so much more than I've been sending. But also at the same point, I'm like, dude, I've been saving for 5 years just for the worst. I want to spend now for the best. You know what I mean?
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, there's so much good stuff to buy.
There's so
I'll
much.
just say that.
There's so much. There really is, and it's just gonna get. It's gonna get so much worse. And it's
always
gonna
like,
get-
yeah, there's so much about, and it's gonna just get worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
have to look at
And
it.
again, I'm like not trying to be that guy or whatever. And I'm just like, holy crap, dude! I literally have an account which I've just been saving for 5 years. And I'm like, dude, I think I've only taken 3 withdrawals out of that account, and I'm just looking at that, and I'm like, crap, it's time to buy what I actually want. You know what I mean?
Go for it, Don.
Go do it. Just
Yeah.
do it.
Go.
You deserve a
Yeah.
treat or two, man.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah.
It's just hard with all this. There's so many Hot Toys. If we're just talking Hot Toys itself, I mean, so many different versions of different characters that it's hard to like look at. Like we were talking about, like with Spider-Man, for example. Of course, we'd rather have villains, especially myself, because you know I'm sure you guys remember this, but when we had Keaton, right, when Batman came out, and I'm talking the movie, not the Hot Toy. When Batman came out, Batman Returns came out. We got the toys at Toys R Us, Targets, wherever, Walmarts. and they had like every weird thing. This is stuck with me since I was a
exactly.
kid.
The variant.
You had Glacier Suit Batman and
Exactly.
freaking whatever, and it's like I feel that way with like the Spider-Man movies. I'm like, dude, I just need a Spider-Man. If it's video game ones, I like.
Dude, you had Bob. You had an action figure.
Yeah, you had Bob. Like, you know.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. It's like it makes me wonder, like all these things that's coming out, and we're just gonna keep getting bombarded. I wonder if it's just like, you know, what's that that saying, less is more. So it's almost like, hey, maybe we don't have to collect all the Star Wars, you know, like maybe you don't have to have 12 501st troopers.
Hey.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
hey, listen,
right.
if you got
It's
the
hard.
money, if you got the money and you got the space, go for it. But
dude,
like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, once 212th is announced, like I'm deep into that because Kenobi and the 212th won the war. Screw the 501st. The 212th.
Yeah, but
won
like
the
the
war.
thing is that like it's cool and all. Like I said, it's always like, hey, you got the money for it, go for it. But what happens if you don't have the room for it?
Yeah, space. Is
you
another
buy
big
more
one.
mod
Space is a
cases.
big issue.
Well,
Buy
I mean,
new
okay,
house.
you keep what happens? You keep buying more mod cases, and there's still more.
There's still more. So yeah, space
Like-
is it's such a it's crazy. Space is such a first world problem.
Yeah.
It-
Kick
Like,
your
it-
spouse
it-
out of the house and take over the other rooms of the house.
Hey,
You know,
Paradox, I'll just say this. No wife, no kids I know about.
Well, hey, listen, that's good for you.
Well,
but here-
eventually those walls are going to start closing in, man.
yeah,
I mean, it's
the
just
thing
like-
is, you know,
Yeah.
why I mentioned that because I don't know. This showed up on my feed one day. I was watching Hoarders, and there was a guy that like had like 1,000 rats, like in his house.
I
It's just kinda
actually watched
disgusting.
that.
You
I watched
saw
that. I
I'm just saying, it's
watched.
not
I was
like-
like, oh my god! It's like his
1,000
rat problem
rats.
is out of control or whatever.
Yeah, but like
that
that's
sounds
just
like that sounds like a personal problem.
But no, but that's just an extreme, like, right?
Yeah.
What happens if there's like a guy or a person out there that just has like 1,000 hot toys? Now, when you walk you walk into that person as a collector, would you go, cool, man? Or you're like, damn, this is a lot, man. This is a little bit like claustrophobic. I don't
as
know.
long as you have the space and presentation, that's really the key.
Well, it also
presentation.
Well, I'm gonna be
presentation.
honest.
You can't just
I'm
have
gonna have
it.
to
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
with Paradox.
Space
It
you
almost
have.
do you have focus, or did you just throw your money at everything?
Like who's that one guy that I'm jealous of that has that big Star Wars play area in Texas? What's his name?
yeah,
the
I
Star Wars
forgot.
dude.
Lane's in Texas, but I don't think it's.
He's in Texas, right?
Yeah,
Right?
that ain't late. Sorry, brother.
It's like
He's in Texas. Yeah, the Star Wars Star Killer, right? Optical, you know this, right? This dude,
Yeah,
right?
he has the museum, right?
The museum, yeah, a museum in Texas, and
Isn't
I'm like,
that-
oh,
Like everything that's
Gabriel?
ever been made.
yeah,
Yeah, he's the guy that actually had to file a lawsuit against somebody that came in to his museum and stole stuff and tried to sell it.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
yeah.
Imagine that.
No, as
Yeah.
long as you have the space and I'm somewhat greedy with my space. I know it looks like I have a lot of space, but I like to have my open area, and I am contained within my holodeck emitter parameters here. I'm not allowed to leave this room with my collection. I've been warned multiple times.
My wife tried to put her foot down like that too, but
Yeah,
here I am in a whole other room
I've-
in the house now.
Yeah, I've
how
been
many rooms you
warned.
have,
I mean,
Moz?
yeah,
I got a whole
I've
room
been
full of
warned.
comics. I have this room I'm starting with, and I've taken over the office for the most part too.
Yeah, I only have two. My
Moz,
movie room
is it
and
wife
my
approved,
Star
though?
Wife's room. So
It's wife's dealing with it.
yeah,
Okay,
well,
so that's
Put any
better than
posters up
wife
down here,
didn't
but as you
approve.
see, I've put posters up.
yeah. I mean, see, Denobi has a lot of a lot of stuff in his collection, but it's well displayed. But I'm just saying, like, for the person that just keeps pre-ordering all these things, I mean, hey, more power to you. But I just feel like, you know, I feel like a lot of figures, like if it's too many, it just takes away from the essence of that figure. Like you're not posing it right. You're just keeping it in a museum pose. You know,
That's
you're
why
like
it's
taking,
photography.
you know, I don't know. That's just me. Like I feel
No,
like
I agree with you, PJ. It's all about presentation. It's all about it's being a curator. You're curating a collection, and what the point that you're trying to make is that that's actually very common in the Funko Pops arena, because I've seen people wall themselves from top to ceiling with Funko Pops, which also applies to Black Series. I've seen, and they would show it on Instagram, like, oh, look at my Black Series collection, where they can no longer enter their walk-in closet. They've essentially bricked it up. There are, yeah, and that's normal. I mean, that's not normal. It's common. It's not a rarity. Believe it or not, that's very common. Ask Nate, your point. I pick on Nate all the time. I told him he needs to get rid of that landfill fire hazard.
Oh, he still has his Funko Pops?
Dude, I'll just tell you, Denobi, I'll just tell you this. At this point, my closet is filled with one or two things. Either boxes or future prizes we're going to give away for Geeking Out.
He has. He's trying to get rid of most of it. He says he's still sitting on a cache. I told him he needs to be introduced to Liquidator Brunt from Deep Space Nine. There you go.
Dude, I'll just be honest. And Nate, I love him. He's my boy. I want him to get rid of any profitable Funko he has.
Yeah.
So he can buy Maji cases or new displays, and he can buy more 1/6. Because that boy is sitting on a gold mine of Funkos.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. We talk about real estate of the figures and the figures that we collect. What about the real estate of the boxes and the brown shipper boxes that we collect? You know, and we do tend to forget some of the stuff.
Do you want to hold on one sec? I'll show you one of my closets.
Oh boy, here we go.
Who collects Funko Pops here while Don Prime is getting set up? Do you collect Funko Pops, Optical?
No, never went to that phase.
I only bought maybe one or two, but that was it.
I've never purchased one.
How about you, Moz?
I had a horror collection. I've sold most of them off. I've kept a few of them that I like, but yeah, they're pretty much gone.
All right, that would have determined a return visit to this. Yeah, I'm like, I can't Funko Pops. That's a nightmare.
I look at them.
I don't trust that at all.
I'm just like, yeah.
Brown.
Very nicely.
Yeah, it's very nicely organized. Just a big pile in my comic book room.
Yeah, it's a problem, man. I got most of mine under my bed, and then ones that don't fit just happen to be somewhere.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know where to.
I got
the one thing like
this.
The one thing my wife doesn't care is me collecting this stuff. The one thing that she absolutely hates is the brown boxes. Like if she sees any brown box around, she gets like, oh,
I throw them away. Get rid of them.
But they fit right over the art boxes. I mean, it's not like they take any more room if you put the
They
art boxes.
They do.
You get rid of 10 or 15, you realize that you've made space for 3 more. Yes, it does. I've done it. I've proven it. It does.
I agree, but it's just one of those things too. Like when you have a lot of them, and then you're like, "Damn, I want to get that accessory." You gotta go sift through all those boxes.
Like my accessories in the boxes.
Yes, that's my point right there. I'm about to throw away 150 art. The art boxes, I like to keep them. I do get rid of the brown shippers because I have learned it does make a big difference. The amount of space that you can get rid of. If you have no plans of selling your Hot Toys within the next several years, the amount of space that you can free up is incredible.
So I don't get rid of them, especially that many. It's just because you never know what's going to end up happening. What happens if you need to sell for whatever to fund something else?
But you can just get a cardboard box and ship them out. I mean,
I'm talking like
the art boxes, no, I mean, I'd keep
not
those,
the art boxes.
I Am Legend says he's about to throw 150 Hot Toys art box.
Yeah, I'll just say this: I've got about 120 shippers just in one of my walk-in closets right now. Because, like you, I'm one of those people. If I have to sell any figure in an emergency, I'll keep the box. But at the same time, I have 120 of them, so I think I'm doing okay.
Well, it's really common over in Japan. They don't even keep the art boxes.
That's true.
Most people don't. They just get rid of it. They don't have space.
They don't have space. There's no space. To keep that amount of space, it's extremely expensive because the homes are so small. So you're right. It's most Americans here were it's a first world problem of being spoiled. Most of us do tend to keep it, but it's actually very common in Hong Kong and in Japan to collect all the accessories, either put them in a little tackle box or in a Ziploc bag, whatever. Get rid of the art box. It has to go.
Turn me onto these for my accessories.
Yeah.
These are great.
Yeah.
Doc Smith says just buy a storage unit. So I did get a storage unit.
I do not believe Denobi 2 does not condone remote storage. If you are forced, to pay for remote storage, your collection has exceeded the outside parameters. You do have to then liquidate and throw away.
Well,
I
I
will
collect
always
statues.
boxes, not
well,
necessarily your figures, but boxes.
well, I collect statues, so I think that's probably why I had to get.
Yeah, but I'm not paying money every month to collect cardboard boxes.
Boom, right there.
Yeah.
60
Well,
on
here's the
Mafia.
thing.
Boom.
Here-
10
here's
points
the
for
thing.
Tim.
Well, so I actually got it because I got a pretty awesome deal on it. I was paying 10 by 10 for like $30. But that just lasted for like maybe a year, and now they're upping it to like 80. So I already took all of my boxes out of that storage unit, and
I can see
actually
if you
did
had one, but for other stuff, maybe you had some furniture you're
Oh,
saving
I
when you
do.
move.
I have other stuff in there too.
Yeah, then maybe I could throw a few boxes in there, but just to be like, I'm getting a storage shed because my Hot Toy boxes are out of control.
Yes.
Waste of
No.
money.
Boom.
Well,
right
the
there.
hot- well,
not
yeah.
acceptable as a Hot Toys collector. Never.
Well, look,
even at value wise, you're saying that if I don't keep the box, the value is going to go down. Well, it's going down now because you're paying the storage unit. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're getting that money.
I've never sold
formula-
my figures in 4 years, but I've paid 4 years in storage.
Boom.
Shit, how much did I waste in 4 years? Oh, I just sold
Boom.
my Dark Side Anakin for 800. So now you're negative 2,800
Exactly.
instead of $4,000 in the hole.
Exactly. There's no there's no ifs about this, PJ. You are getting shame because that's a big no.
Well,
It is
he's got statue
completely
boxes, though.
unacceptable.
He needs those if
I-
he's ever got to ship that back out.
I have statue boxes.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
now hold on. Now, hey,
Yeah.
you see this right here?
And
I got
And?
shit for this. You see this the Rancor right there? That giant ass box right there, the Rancor box, because you have them, right? I got crap for that. I could not hide it in the attic. I couldn't put it in the
Yeah,
garage.
that's two boxes.
It was 2 boxes. She never
I-
gives me shit. I got shit
got-
for those boxes. Do you know what happened to those
Juggernaut
boxes?
back here? That's two huge boxes.
I had to
all
throw it
the-
away. If I want to collect statues and I have the rules, I cannot break the parameters of this room. It broke my heart. The 2 boxes that the Rancors came in, I had to chuck them. Plain and simple.
Well, I only
Plain
had
and
this.
simple.
Well, like I said, I only had this storage unit for maybe a year, but they just, I guess, because of what's going on with the economy, they raised their prices to like 80. So I like immediately took all my boxes out of that unit, and actually, I got a overhead storage for my garage. So I've been able.
yeah.
I have to scold you, PJ. I'm not because I want to be mean. It's because people are
Well,
listening.
here's the
and
thing.
it's a
Here's the thing. What
Yeah.
happens if I throw out those boxes and I
Right.
need to move?
Yeah, exactly. First, Hot Toys is different. You can throw them you can put towel in them, put T-shirt in them. You can, but statues. I mean, you got to put them in the
statues
boxes.
are just really they're so fragile.
Yeah, fragile. Yeah, you need to keep the boxes.
You want that
almost-
phone
well, I'll
that
just say
comes
this
in
as
and
you're
all that stuff.
mentioning the
to pack it
statues.
properly.
I'm on Sideshow and I'm like,
If
yeah,
you
which
can
Rancor
keep
do
the
I actually
boxes
want to get?
within your home and not expel more financial on that statue, it then defeats the purpose. That's what Scale Mafia. You sit down and you do the math. It defeats the purpose of paying a remote storage of keeping those boxes for 4 years. All right, time to sell it. Great, but you kept those giant boxes. Remote storage here in Las Vegas is ridiculous. And what I mean by ridiculous, I'm talking like a walk-in closet style. I don't know what the dimensions, like 4x6. It's just like a walk-in. It's like $110 a month because of the people that are relocating from California that's screwing up the market.
That's
here.
what's happening here in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Same
Well,
thing.
that's why-
Everything's just like
So when I hear a Hot Toys collector saying I have to use storage,
Well,
I will absolutely. PJ, I love you, but I have to scold you on this. I don't care if the statues are fragile. Then that tells then if you have to keep the boxes, right? I mean, if you need to, then you're not ready. I hate to say this because there's things that I want that I can't fit. Then it cannot fit within the parameters of your collection. And I have to. And this is because I know I have a lot of first year one collectors watching. right
here's the
now.
thing. Can I say?
Go ahead.
For me,
Go ahead, PJ.
it's worth every penny. You know why? I don't have to hear it from my wife.
Ah,
I will pay $120 a month to not hear about brown shipper boxes and where the hell you're gonna store them.
The box
So,
that's going
I'm
to kill
not-
me
but-
is the Ecto 1 box.
well,
But listen,
hey,
I figured it
Paradox,
out.
How much
Like,
is
go-
the K's tax you have to pay on that though?
The what?
the K's jewelry store or whatever. You have to pay to make the wife
Oh
happy.
no! See, I already spent a lot of money on her so that she could just be quiet whenever I get.
Again, shoes and handbags.
Listen, when you have to pay the wife off, it's worth it. Okay, listen.
Hey. Paradox. Let's say this. I sold the ring and bought Transformers.
Yeah.
That's the running joke.
Optical, you don't do remote pay storage, do you?
No, I got a garage that doesn't have a car in it. So.
Okay. All right.
Part of the stores.
I mean, I get it. Like if you feel like you need to for like a little or something, if it's like a temporary situation or, but where people are just kind of like, this is what I do. It is just money down the drain.
It is money down the drain because it affects the value, and then when you think you're going to resell it for profit, it defeats the purpose.
No, yeah,
you factor in the amount of money that was spent in the storage unit. That storage unit cost reflects the price of the figure or the box that you're storing there. That's math. That's how it works.
Well, yes, of course, but it's more so like, hey, I'm paying so that I can keep collecting. Listen,
no one would know.
Yeah, exactly. If I didn't have that storage house, let's just say that I wouldn't be on any stream. I would be like just stuck with like whatever I have, and either that or I'll be just buying and selling a lot of stuff. So
I like the good shit too, PJ. Hey, PJ, I like spending money too, but I have to get creative when it comes to boxes.
Oh yeah,
and on occasion, the Rancor. I had to throw those boxes away. I got crap. They couldn't fit in the garage because they were awkward and cumbersome. Like I hide a lot of stuff in the garage, but those boxes exceeded the storage parameters. I got shit for that, and I'm like, you know what?
So you know how you get crap for that.
But with the Rancor and it's limited, I did factor in certain things into my holodeck simulation that if I'm ever forced to sell the Rancor, I'm pretty confident I can somewhat either make a little bit of profit or break even. And I bought the Rancor more as a sentimental for Return of the Jedi. For me personally, I have no intentions of selling my Rancor. But if I'm forced to, if the family needs come first, I would probably feel confident I can at least extract what I spent for it.
Oh, that Rancor is going to show up on Book of Boba, and that value of that Rancor is going to go up.
No, we're getting a
I'm putting money down on that. I'm pretty positive the Rancor or a Beast of Burden of that caliber is definitely going to show up.
It's not going to be a dude back in that little like dungeon or whatever.
I'm calling it. It's going to be the last Mythosaur.
Star Child. I threw away my That's beautiful.
Some of us have taxes, Mr. Buxton. I have to pay taxes too.
Bob Dylan.
There you go. See, trouble does.
If you're not a cop, it doesn't matter if I can recite the alphabet backwards.
I pay for peace of mind. There you go. That is worth every penny. Every penny.
Oh, and quick, just real quick, Boxed End. Just want to put it out there. Thank you. Boxed End hooked me up with the Ecto 1 AMC popcorn theater box. So thank you very much.
Actually, Denobi, you never talked. Did you talk about the Ecto 1, the new one that's teased by Blitzway?
I was gonna do a special midnight run once I had real stats and numbers because
gotcha.
I wanted to provide a service to the audience, and I think I told a few people, they're like, what do you think about it? Well, I'll do a midnight run, but I need numbers. I need a shipping date.
Right, you want to see
I don't want to speculate on something that may or may not. They teased it. That doesn't mean anything in this world that we collect.
Right.
Because if it does get released, I don't know, January, February, what the rumors are. I don't know. I think Blitzway would be more honest with their drop date, and that drop date will then coincide. Well, what do I have now pre-ordered on that specific drop date? Oh shoot, I have all of the 3 Spider-Man on pre-order. Oh damn, Jabba the Hutt showed up on Boba, on the Book of Boba, or not Jabba the Hutt, but a Hutt tease, which I've seen on Reddit. I'm almost positive a Hutt species is going to be shown in the Book of Boba. The same thing like the Rancor. Like it is going to be one big circle jerk nostalgia fest on the Book of Boba, and I absolutely expect to see.
I'll be leading that circle jerk. Let's go.
It'll be. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Hey, if anybody out there does
3,
not
2,
believe,
1, guys, let's go.
yeah.
Boom.
Remember, like you said, or Don, like, oh, it's the mafia. He's the king. Well, you know what? Jabba has family. It's been covered in the books and in the cartoons, and I'm pretty sure a relative of Jabba is probably going to make a cameo appearance. Like, hey, look, this is my brother. Whatever. That's all speculation. But regardless, going back to the Blitzway Ecto 1, I need those in this world that we live in with these surprise drops. I need real numbers. I need a real pre-order date. That's why I keep getting hounded on the DeLorean. DeLorean, what do you think? Are you gonna do? Look, I'm not doing a midnight run on the DeLorean until I see real DeLorean. When I see an official pre-order for the DeLorean, because I'm still on the fence that Hot Toys will even make one, because people are telling me all these rumors and plates and all this nonsense. I'll do it. If anybody here loves Back to the Future, it's me. I worship it. I love the cars.
Same.
I love everything about it, but I don't like going too deep into wish like a fantasy wish list. It hurts me. It really does, because I find all this stuff very sentimental, and my family watching these movies, and my relative, my mom that is no longer with me. And I'll share a secret. Well, not a secret. I tell this to everybody. I have a trouble remembering birthdays. For the life of me, my head cannot grasp the concept of my siblings. I've gotten in trouble with my kids. I've gotten in trouble with her, with everybody. I have my brain cannot remember a birthday. But there's always one birthday that I can never forget, and it's my mother's, because she was born on November 5th, 1955. And the only reason that I can remember that damn birthday is because that's when the DeLorean traveled back in time to 1955. Wow. It was on that day. And I forget. My brain, I'm telling you, I cannot remember a birthday. I have sticky notes of birthdays because I've been in trouble.
Phones can keep that information for you now, Denobi, even instead of reminder.
Yeah. So Back to the Future, trust me, who's listening, it's very sentimental to me. I make a big deal. That's why the videos on DeLorean, every time I make one, it always gets views, because it's a very niche. Same thing with the Ecto 1. I did a revisit on the Ecto 1. It'll get views because there's people out there that are very sentimental to the Ecto 1. It's something that I grew up with, and I believed in the Blitzway Ecto 1 before everybody decided to drool over it. I'm like, I saw the value, and that's the weird thing about my head, is that I tend to see value on certain pieces before they go into market. And to me, I thought the world thought the same way I did. I saw the value in the Ecto 1. I mean, it sat for 2 years on pre-order, for crying out loud. 2 years on pre-order, and everybody wants it. I'm like, well, where are you? Well, it's expensive. I understand it was expensive, but it's $4,000 now. Will we get an afterlife vehicle? I mean, I don't know, but I'll cover all that. Did you PJ and Optical and you Scale Mafia, did you guys all cover up on the reissue of the Catwoman, the Christopher Nolan Catwoman? Did you guys all share your thoughts on that?
Optical,
yeah, I
did too.
Yeah,
well,
a little bit.
I didn't.
Okay. Do you guys even care about that? Did you? Because
I don't personally, but
okay. I don't either.
I have the first one, so yeah.
Okay.
But I heard that people were really complaining that the goggles. I don't know. I didn't follow that, but
it was the suit, the pleather. It was a shitty design. A lot of that stuff in the early days was all shitty design. I got rid of my Catwoman like the second year I had her, because people on Facebook were having. Well, that was when maybe I saw one of your posts at the time. I was go, you had Catwoman from the very beginning, right?
I did, yes.
I remember people posting photos, and then you do these dynamic poses, and then the fabric would rip. And I was like year 2 into Hot Toys collecting, so I was very meticulous about my purchases. And I saw photos like if you even came close to like spread eagle, the seam would break and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. I go, I don't want to. I cannot afford to take a hit. on damaged goods, and so I ended up selling her really quick. I thought she was an okay figure, but it's kudos for the current generation that wants to revisit all that stuff. I'm assuming they're using new technologies and new head sculpt.
Her suit's
just
supposed
not
to be
for
the
me.
same as this one's here.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I didn't think anybody here really cared about these reissues. It doesn't bother me because it's been a decade that this stuff has been released, but no.
But I heard it's been bothering a lot of people because supposedly, like
I'll be
the
right
new
back.
one,
Let me
the
check.
goggles don't move or something. It doesn't. You
They
can't take
did
See,
them
I've
off.
heard mixed. I've heard it came off, but
They didn't show the face at all.
Yeah, they didn't show the face at all, which is
Yeah.
weird. But I think someone did a comparison between the first generation and this generation, and
They're doing
the
that on
older one
Geekin Out.
looks better.
I think so. Yeah, I think the head sculpt looks more on point in the old one. At least the promo pictures of the old one, because that's what they were.
Yeah, I think someone did a comparison. Like I think the older one looks better than the new one. The new one, I mean, the likeness is there, but it's not like the old one. The old one was like
It
on
looks like
point.
it has a different paint application, which would make sense that there's new
Yeah.
painting techniques. And
You would think it'll be better, because
Yeah,
The
exactly.
first one is not that great to begin with. Like if you take out the goggles, don't.
So it's not the same as the photos we probably see over online then, which are prop photos for pre-production.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's
even
like
share.
Hot Toys in general. Look at any of the figures, let's say 5 years ago or 10 years ago. They've just been improving. I mean, you can look back on. I remember getting Captain America, First Avenger, and I was like, "This is dope."
Yep.
And like, he sucks.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
they're
looks like the
improving,
poor
and then you
cousin
have
now. Yeah.
Ant-Man
He's
and
like the
Tony
poor
Stark.
cousin now. You're like, wow, compared to the new one.
Yeah, but at the
just looking that up.
time you were like, wow. So
amazing.
they've been innovating and getting better and getting. That's why I don't mind 2.0s
I
rather
don't
than
mind
full on
2.0s at all.
reissues.
Yeah.
Because they're like we're improving some things, but
Yeah.
I'm not much of a fan of that trilogy to begin with. So maybe I'm a minority on that, but so I have zero interest in her.
Yeah, I mean, like which she's cool, and I think that's great for the new collectors that are coming in and looking to pick up the trilogy. It's just like I guess it's just sooner or later we're gonna get like some of the like the Banes and the Joker, like the Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
Like eventually, I mean, it looks like it's heading down that path.
I
So
mean, that Joker has been rumored forever now. So
I lived all that though. Does any optical? You looking forward to living that era again? I'm not. I'm not.
I mean, if they made a significant improvement, like by significant, I mean this Joker, if they're ever going to release one, it has to be rooted hair because that's the only thing they haven't done. We've got like 3 Jokers now: the MMS68, DX01, DX11. So if this next Joker is not going to be rooted, what's the point? It's
They
like,
even did a bank Joker version. They've done
Yeah,
some
yeah,
of
the
the
bank
you got 2 bank robber Jokers, but the purple ones, at least it was made 3 times now. The purple coat. So the only way to improve this is to have rooted hair. And if they don't do that, why even bother? They
Why
tried
even
on
bother?
quarter scale, they didn't even rooted that, and that's
Yeah.
worse than the X11. So at this point, that's the only thing. I think that's the one that's holding them back.
well, optical, you still have the DX11?
I do, yeah, it's right here
Yeah.
on my back. So.
Now
Yeah,
they
okay.
did improve on Two-Face, which I thought was cool, but he's still sitting on sideshows, right?
He's
The
finally
Two-Face?
gone. He's
Oh,
finally
is he
gone.
finally gone?
Yeah.
Okay, because he sat there for a while. My God, I'm like I remember when
He was a
first
toy.
in-
He was
Yeah,
a
It was
Toy Fair
Fair
exclusive.
exclusive, but he was like an odd release because they released him with and there was no Batman at that time. So if you were late to the game and you didn't have Batman, why would you take Two-Face?
Where it's just a one-off for you at
Yeah.
that point.
I at this point I think it's more like cohesive because they're releasing DX19, and then now you have the chance to pick up the DX19. Now you can get Catwoman. Now you can start back if you missed out on all those stuff. The question is, well, the fact that they're getting reissued, at least, quote unquote, that means there's a market for it because it's not only Hot Toys, like Prime One's doing it, Queen Studios, J&D. So there's
Yeah.
all of a sudden this resurgence for Dark Knight.
Yep.
So, I guess it's perfect timing, so to speak. If they're not, this is like one of those almost no risk, high reward for Hot Toys.
Pretty much, and I try to be very optimistic about it too, optical, because they're kind of doing it with Back to the Future. So I'm trying to be fair. Like,
Right.
I guess okay. It doesn't. Oh, does it bother you? The original, like,
Right, because
no.
you're like, I don't want this shit, but they are bringing these back, and
Exactly,
so it's kind of like
Exactly. Special. Hey, props there for Six Scale Cantina. Thank you for dropping by and saying hi. C3PO. It's a nightmare. I don't know what the whole situation with C3PO is. Just to finish up. Just to finish up on the whole Dark Knight situation. Hey, the folks that are looking forward to the Dark Knight. Hey, more power to you. For me, that's looking back. I lived it. I was there in history. That's great for you guys. I'm more concerned about the future and all the future releases at this point. Go ahead, PJ.
I was gonna say, like that C3PO seems pretty weird. Like I'm surprised Hot Toys hasn't dived into it yet. It makes you think. Like, is it Chokin? They made a die cast.
The Bandai Tamashii Nation
Tamashii Nations of the die cast.
Yeah, they made and Sideshow has their version of C3PO. Is this like a licensing thing? That's why they
yes, it is actually. Yes.
No, because I heard people saying that. Like, but you have to think about that. If they don't have, let's say, if you're saying it's a licensing thing, I'm just being an advocate here.
Go ahead.
Then they couldn't really, if they don't have a license, they can't do prototypes.
Mm-hmm.
And they've shown off too.
Yeah.
So it's like, right? Because if they would be like, you're not licensed to do this, what the hell are you doing?
Yep. I've said that before.
So I don't think it is a license thing.
Yeah, or is it a license to
here's the thing,
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Sideshow has the master license. That's the thing, though. They have the master license. Why do you think
but why would Hot Toys even try to make a prototype?
Why did it? Well, they have.
But again, why does Sideshow keep putting out runs of C3PO? Like their most recent run, they're hitting people now that the item is shipping.
Why is Sideshow releasing
for the 6th run?
Yeah, the logic doesn't add up, unfortunately, Don. It's
because they have the rights.
It's not a licensing issue. I think there's a lot more to it. I just don't. I can't figure it out.
Well, again, here's the thing, though.
Well,
Sideshow also is putting out a Return of the Jedi Vader. And they just put out the 4th run of it.
But Hot Toys doesn't have Return of the Jedi Vader.
No, but they still also do the same thing. Like, we got that Return of the Jedi Luke. Hot Toys had a Return of the Jedi Luke.
I think Sideshow has the same licensing power as Hot Toys. I think their R&D department is pinching pennies, and they're looking for the quickest, easiest path.
Well, let me ask you this, though. How come then, again, for Grievous, how come Sideshow rushed to put theirs out? And I think that is eventually to block any potential Hot Toys licensing.
No, I don't think Hot Toys cares. They did it because
Hot Toys has no reason to compete.
Yeah, they had their old mold. They dusted it up. They heated up the printing press. They pumped out the same schlocky nonsense almost a decade ago, thinking that nobody would notice. And this is something too that I told a few people. The influencers a decade ago in 2012 and 13,
God, that's a decade ago.
Yeah, they sugar coated and they omitted information because, and I'm not going to mention his name, they were partners with Sideshow. All right. So it was in their best interest to influence the product. Right. And I'm talking about the early reviewers back in the day. And I'm telling you why it's the exact same prototype, because the Sideshow Freaks archives still exist. And all the collectors back in 2011 or 12 bitched about the exact same things that we encountered with the same Grievous. It was just the exact same mold, same issue. But the influencers back in the day they influenced a lot differently. That's it. That's plain. How
differently did they influence?
They the videos are out there. It's all. I mean, you can follow them all you have to do is Google. I mean, go on YouTube and then search the videos, and they all hyped it up because they got padding. That was pretty standard normal stuff. Optical knows this. Optical knows who. He knows the reviewers I'm talking about back in the day. It was hey, click on my link, my special itemized link to Sideshow to pre-order your own. The videos are out there. The comments of the collectors, it's on Sideshow Freaks, that website. They archived all of those complaints. I know because I saw it after I was tipped off when I did my Grievous review. Hey, Denobi, did you know blah, 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 blah? No, I didn't. Let me search it. Holy shit, it's all there archived in history. You just got to look for it. If I would have known that before I did my Grievous video, I would have gotten screenshots and covered their names and I would have shown it to the audience. I'm like, look, exact same thing. Sideshow is looking for the easiest path with minimal resistance for the greatest profit and the margin. And they keep reissuing that crappy C3PO that I had. I reviewed it and I got rid of it. I don't know. I don't know what the mystery is between C3PO. He's one of the original members. He's been prototyped multiple times. I to the life of me, I cannot figure out why Hot Toys won't make it. Maybe they want to make a die cast. Maybe they're scared that the community may not support it because the community has a bunch of flakes. I would no, PJ. I think when it comes to Star Wars, I think there are majority of the Star Wars collectors. They flake out a lot easier and quicker than the Marvel. Look at this. The Bandai Tamashii Nation C3PO sat on Sideshow's website for a year. And I remember going the following year to San Diego Comic-Con, and they had that damn thing discounted for $330. It was discounted. It was discounted the following year at the show. They could not get rid of the Tamashii Nation C3PO. I was there.
Now you can't get it for less than $1,500.
Because a decade has passed, and now you have a new generation of collectors that probably want it. Now the old time collectors, like me and Optical, I don't know. Optical, do you have the C3PO?
I did not know.
But it was on Sideshow's website. At the time.
Those things, like any Star Wars back then.
Yeah,
honest, just set.
Just sit there.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was in college in 2011 post-army. So I'm like,
I think you're gonna say something hot.
Do I write my reports or worry about 6 scale?
I believe you. So Don, I believe you because at the time you were in a financial different situation. I believe you that if they did release the Tamashii Nation Bandai, now you would get it, maybe or not? Would you buy it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So here I'm gonna do a quick question from the top. Moz. Let's start off with Moz. The Tamashii Nation's C3PO diecast, the most perfect C3PO, went into pre-order in 2012 for $400 in 2012. If it was released now for the exact same price, would you buy it?
I'm
yes
the
or
worst person to ask because I'm not collecting the original.
Okay, that's fine. But you are a 1/6 scale collector. Hold on, Don. But you are a 1/6 scale collector, and you do dabble in multiple IPs. Moving on to 6 Scale Mafia. If they release the Tamashii Nations at $400 right now, would you buy it?
Steal in a heartbeat.
All right. Optical, would you buy it?
That was diecast, right?
It was diecast. It was the most perfect C3PO.
Yeah, because that's not even Venom at this point.
Okay, so then you would get it.
Oh yeah.
PJ, you're easy. You would absolutely get it.
Absolutely.
Now,
Without
Don, don't go into historical, sidetracking here. Just give me a yes or no, Don. If they released the C3PO at $400, don't tell me it reminds you of the
I grab
time you were in the
right
park.
now because I'm actually looking for it right now.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. All right. So then the consensus is that majority of us currently would buy it. I ended up buying it because I love droids. I've always.
Oh, you have it?
Of course. It's behind me. You can see it right there. Or
do you love that?
God, I'm looking at the price.
The only 3PO I would get would be one that would be carried on Chewie's back that I could reassemble at my leisure.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and have it like all magnetic, right, to put it back together.
That'd be the only way I would. This was
a day 3 or when it went into pre-order on Sideshow. So this is something that
you reviewed it, right?
I did review it. I went out to like a dry lake bed because I was in love with this thing. I still am. I went out. I did a desert review.
Review.
Maybe I should.
Do it because that's one thing that's missing in a lot of Hot Toys Star Wars Hot Toys collectors collection is C3. Oh my god! You turned on the lights, dude. Ugh.
It's beautiful.
Wait, I remember watching a review. Didn't you do like a skit or no?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I would always show up in some sort of skit. But yes, this right here. Right there. Look at that.
Oh.
I am programmed in over 6 million forms of communication. All true. And what's cool about this is that it is diecast, and I
Wait,
even
what?
thought about that's
Oh.
because I mean it's I mean you could if you wanted to create an Empire Strikes Back, you could look at that. Look at that. Did
That's
you
what
guys
I'd
know
be
that
interested
he
in.
comes out? Look at that.
Wow, you
Did
can't.
all of it come off? Like head,
Oh
everything?
yes. Oh yeah. You didn't know that, did you? Die
No.
cast. This thing weighs like 50. Look at this.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Oh,
rephrase
the
my
whole thing
answer then.
comes
If I can get
apart.
that for a Chewie to carry on his back, then yeah,
Look at
I
that.
know about it.
Is this the one where you recreated the Return of the Jedi scene when they're walking to the palace?
Yes.
Yes, I watched that. Yeah. I
Yes.
watched it. Never mind.
Yeah,
I watched
exactly.
it.
Yes. So look at that.
Review.
This is the most perfect and yes, it was expensive. I mean, at 2012 for $400
Yeah, that is expensive, right? Because the
And
average Hot
so-
Toy was how much?
and it
around
sat
that
for
time?
2 years. So if Hot Toys decided to make, you know what, we're gonna crack our knuckles, right? This is what I've thrown into my holodeck simulation. All right, we're Hot Toys. We're gonna crack our knuckles here. Tamashii Nations made the most perfect C3PO. We need to either come close to it or top it out or reach the next level. It's not
That ain't
going to be
happen.
cheap. It's not going to be cheap because this thing is probably about 90% die cast metal. This thing is heavy. Only thing is plastic are the wires, which it makes sense right there. The wires are all plastic, real wires, not molded like Sideshow. And that was the thing, is that I was introduced to this guy first, then I got the Sideshow one, and it was like it was ew, it was gross. Like what is this nonsense
Right.
here? Like no, I just
Yeah,
got-
like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was just looking on eBay. You can't find it less than $960 shipped.
yeah.
Wow.
So then if I'm Hot Toys, let's pretend I'm in my holodeck simulation and I'm gonna issue a C3PO. It's with almost 90% die cast, perfect. It has to meet the Tamashii Nations quality. It's probably gonna be $400. Now, these flaky collectors out there, would they commit to a $400 C3PO?
Absolutely.
I would like to think so.
Well,
I
at the
would- I
I think
time,
the
no.
people that want it will.
And
people who
Optical
really
understands
want
the
it will.
question. I think Optical, maybe $6. There's you have to understand how the question $400.
$400, yeah, because I mentioned it's Venom. Like back in 2013, $400 might be a lot of money, like for collectors, because that was a typical Hot Toys was like 180, 250 back then.
$400. Now, in
400 is
today,
not
now
uncommon.
labor prices, material, shipping ports, would it still be the exact same price? I don't know, but it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Will C3PO sell? We would like to believe he would sell.
Mhm.
This version, the most perfect C3PO, sat for about 2 years. In fact, he even sold under retail when I saw him at the show, like 2 years straight. So,
Damn, if I could only go back in time. No, but
Yeah.
see, the thing is, like, if Hot Toys releases it, I don't think it's going to be 90% diecast like what you have.
it would
right now.
have to be, because that's what it would be compared to.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
now the standard that's set.
Exactly.
And Hot Toys is
that-
already about the standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So-
saying?
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Exactly. So,
I don't know, man. Like if we judge it from that Joker, that quarter scale Joker, where they have every chance to make it better, because it's a bigger scale as well, bigger canvas. Yet it got worse. But the standard then was Adam Goo. For anyone who doesn't know that, that's like the customizer who does Joker head sculpt for like, I don't know, $4,000 or something. But you can
Yeah.
Google him, Adam Goo Joker, ridiculous. But Hot Toys, they just became Hot Toys and did Hot Toys things. So
Tremble
Yeah.
Dust. I would love to believe that the true fans would be there for a diecast C3PO, but history shows us differently. Now, a different time. It was a different, Star Wars
Yeah.
wasn't hot.
Well, you're right, because look at Lando. Bless you. Bless you. Oh my goodness, there's a mute button. Lando.
Holy crap!
Lando.
Lando. Lando. Okay, so Lando is still available in Sideshow. You're right. Where's the hardcore collectors?
Right? Where are the hardcore? 13 figures, Lando original trilogy.
Mhm.
Why don't we have Chewbacca? Why don't we? there's more to it. Is the point? There's more logic
So
into
he
it.
didn't come with his Colt 45.
I love the protocol droid. If they made TC-14, and if they would have made a TC-14 with this type of standard, you would have bet I would have paid $400 for a TC-14. I love the Star Wars droids. I have K2S. So I made it very clear that the only reason I bought Rey, you see Rey over there, is because she came with DO. That was the main reason I bought that specific Rey, because I know how the market works, and I would never see a 1/6 scale high quality DO droid ever made. That was the buying power.
The Abrams PTSD droid.
Yeah. So that one there, I probably which one? The solo one? You talking about the solo one, droid, Don?
No, I'm actually talking about DO because I'm not
DO,
gonna lie.
okay.
Yeah. DO was literally it was a post-traumatic stress disorder droid. I mean, that's literally what it was.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So
it's like a abused animals kind of situation.
And you know, and I believe you guys. I do believe that Optical would buy it. I do believe PJ you would buy. You've shown the loyalty to the rebellion, and I even believe Scale Mafia would. But I think the one that we need to convince is Hot Toys, because they're dumping a lot of R&D into Star Wars Hot Toys, and the cracks are starting to show on the foundation. This stuff should be selling or either be at wait list. How long is the armor going to sit there? How long is a legacy character like Lando Calrissian going to sit on Sideshow, which I want to say the company, the Hong Kong company, either KG Hobby or Line Rock Toys, already has Lando discounted. Someone just sent me a message. Lando's already discounted. Lando Calrissian.
I think he was on Toys Wonderland too, like last month.
This is a character,
like 40%.
Yeah. So you're telling me that the hardcore Star Wars fans are more interested in a clone trooper than a legacy character? Then I don't blame Hot Toys for not taking the risk.
Well, here's the thing: is that like this is why we can't have nice things, right?
That's it. That's it.
Because there's like people always, there's a lot of people that do a lot of streams. They say, "Oh, I'll buy this and I'll buy that," but then when it comes to push comes to shove, where are you?
They don't bet. And then it'll start to show in the dead stock, and you'll start to see the early cracks before Sideshow on the Hong Kong retailers on their sites.
Yeah.
When you start to see it discounted, those cracks will slowly make their way heading towards the West Coast where the place is, and right there. That's it. It's retail 101. The worst thing in retail is to have dead stock.
Yeah.
That is a killer. All that information, all that data, all that information, it gets sent to the manufacturer. That's how Toys R Us had its business on pre-order credit with Lego and Hasbro and so forth. All that info. What's selling at Toys R Us? Oh, that's not selling. All right, we'll give you a pre-order credit. We'll send you a different batch. I don't know if it's like that with Sideshow. I know with Toys R Us at the time when I was in retail, that's how it was. They did purchase order credits that if something doesn't sell, Hasbro would eat it. And Lego, I know that was always the standard contract between Toys R Us and Lego. There is no more Toys R Us. We're living in a new variant era. Things are different now. So I don't, like I said, I love Star Wars. I do not trust Star Wars.
Speaking of stuff I'd like to spend money on, Dirk Wright mentioned Johnny 5 and a Wally 1/6 scale. I'd be down for both of those.
Oh,
a Johnny 5, an actual.
That'd be cool.
Now,
a radio controlled one would be awesome.
Is it movie 1 or movie 2? Because they are actually different robots.
1. I'm fine with 1.
Yeah. And
yeah. That's what I'm reading the comment. That's what they look at. Is what I'm saying. They look at those numbers. They look at what sells and whatnot. No, I didn't see that information, Aries. I didn't see it, but I know all that information, analytics, reports, that all sends a signal. This is where I kind of joke, but I'm very serious about the Bad Batch and certain characters. You better take it while you get it. Now Don has me sneezing, but yes.
Yeah, and that's one thing too, is like I see it, I
I don't know what
think,
happened.
that's one thing sometimes, like, I think, Optical and I mentioned in previous live streams, is that, like, they don't make Alita as much, like those, like, one-off characters,
Yeah.
you know, like, I just like Predator. What happened to
Oh,
that?
please give me some
Yeah.
Predators.
Yeah.
Give me my
Aliens.
Ripley with power loader.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
happened with
Alien, Predator, Terminator, bring all this stuff again.
Yeah.
It'll happen. The moment people stop buying troopers
Yeah.
and variants of the same figure, because now they have to be creative. Why would you need to be creative if you can just repaint something that you already have and sell it? Because there's minimal risk, like you guys said. If it doesn't
Well-
sell, then you have that on your stock anyway. So
I think that's kind of a part of the problem, though. I think, at least for me, and maybe somebody, you guys here or even watching, that I feel like there's a Disney fatigue going on for me. Like, and that, I think, to say Disney because it's Encompass, it's Marvel and Star Wars. It's just this overload of this seemingly almost the same stuff. I mean, there's new things too, but I would love to see like a Terminator again. Those old Terminators are not that great. Let's bring in some new stuff. Or some of the quality compared to then to now.
Yeah, be specific though. Scale Mafia. When you mean Terminator, we bring back. You mean like a 2.0, not just
just let's do like a newer technology, 2021, 2022 tech that they're doing with their figures. Let's just kind of do that again.
It'd still be pleather.
Yeah, well.
There you go. Here's some Predator love for you, man. This is the first.
Yeah, see, that's awesome. And and I was talking about this earlier, like, because the Marvel Zombies Deadpool, came out, and for me, I'm already a fan of the Marvel Zombies comics, but two, it's like that's kind of what I fell in love with originally with Hot Toys, was like appreciating the cool craziness and the art of the figures, and I feel like we've been kind of missing that a little bit, like when Alita came out, like you said, perfect example, or Hellboy. It was kind of cool, these one-offs that actually look a lot different. They have different bodies. There's just something different about them. It kind of reignites my interest in some of these things, and I feel like we're not getting as much as that I think we should be getting. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I miss those one-offs. Like, Ellen Ripley was one of my first one-offs, and actually, no, I'm sorry, Alien Warriors. As much as that figure was so hard to pose, it was a great looking figure, man. Like the
great looking
paint application, like just the detail on like that body, the mouth, like opening and closing, but we don't get those stuff anymore. We just get like more Iron Mans and more Spider-Mans.
Dude, I think it's about to happen. Like, you can see it like
back.
So
I'm gonna have to stop. I'll have to stop PJ, and I have to stop Scale Mafia, because we within the world of Hot Toys, we have this mentality that Hot Toys just only makes Iron Man, and it only makes Star Wars, and on occasion makes DC. They are still continuing making one-offs that's either spin-off from the existing IP that technically don't fit in that realm, or it is completely unique. And I'll just provide the first example that popped into my head, because there's actually a few more that I can think about. This right here. Let's start off with this, because I keep hearing that. I'm like, it's there, but we only see with our heart or emotion what we want to see, but it's there. Those one-offs are still there, right? And a perfect example.
Oh my God.
But it's still considered a spin-off of a one-off from the existing DC IP. Batman Forever is a huge risk to the company, PJ. As much as you may not like it or feel, that is still an expensive risk. That is a Val Kilmer Batman Forever with a Chris O'Donnell with that wacky codpiece. That is still expensive, high risk that they don't do one-offs. They're there, but we only see with our heart. So, and I'm glad.
To be fair, I did see these and I got excited.
I am.
Robin is excited.
Bat credit card. That's all I need to say.
Very happy to
Bat
see you.
credit card.
And boom, I'm going to use that, PJ. That pun right there, we get that all the time with the rainbow-colored neon Iron Mans and the neon tech. But it's there. It's presented to us.
Well,
and
if we want to be technical, this is still a Batman Robin. It's not like It's still DC. It's not like there's a lot
So
of
you wouldn't
Batman.
consider this a one-off? You would
No,
optical. You
leave
wouldn't
it.
consider this a
No.
one-off?
I mean,
Well,
in a
Hellboy.
sense, you're right because it's a different IP. Like
Okay.
not one of the big boys, so to speak.
Because-
but I guess what they're referring to mostly are like individual movies.
movies, yeah.
Individual movies.
John Wick or
This is-
something, for
this is
example.
John Wick, yeah, John
Okay,
Wick.
John
is
Wick.
like-
Oh, that not a franchise. Kind of like, yeah, I get this, but it's
This is not Christopher Nolan. This is not
But
Justice
it's-
League. This
but
is
it's-
its own variant universe. Yes, it is Batman. I totally get it. But understand though, we're entering a new realm of Batman with this wacky vampire kid. What's his
Right.
name? Robert Patterson.
yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So this still in my book, and I mean
It's
it's
a
splitting
risk.
hairs.
You're right.
This is still considered a one-off. This is still a unique. This is all original. This is original Molden. I can give you another one that it's Cyberpunk, Keanu Reeves, right?
Oh.
That's considered a one-off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the game.
Yeah.
The point is that you feel that Hot Toys isn't taking a risk. They're making a Keanu Reeves Cyberpunk. That's an expensive risk on the company.
Well, I was gonna
They
say,
talked about it.
like to just
Yeah.
counter your argument there.
Yeah.
That's not much of a risk if it's the same portrait and it's just a different body. The thing is that
No.
That's an 89
it's the
upgraded
same
Bat
portrait
suit.
as John Wick.
No, that is completely brand new head sculpt. No,
It's
no, you
it's a-
really
it's
cyber.
I think the hair is the only thing different. On
It's
that.
Well, I mean, the
different.
counterpoint though, it is Keanu Reeves in general, so there is kind of that market for him.
It's the same portrait. It's just a different hair sculpt.
You're saying that this is you think that's John Wick? Are you sure?
Yep.
You think
100%.
you're telling me that I can put this head off, pop it off, and then put it on a John Wick body? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
The sculpt is the same with the paint job.
Optical, come on, break the tie. Come on, optical, step
From-
in. I know.
When I first saw it, that's what I felt like. I was like, it looks like John Wick, but the hair is different. And that John Wick head sculpt, to be honest, that's like a 7.
Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at it.
that is from that picture. That is John Wick.
That is John Wick.
However, this is a head scratcher again. I don't know why they did this because the game tanked.
Well, I think it
they
came out
have-
before the game. They were
yeah, but I
yeah.
think they got the license, maybe
Yeah.
the likeness to create Keanu. So they were like, why not? Kind of like, hey, we got this. Why not? But I got to give it to that Batman. That is not as big of a risk, I would say, because it's still Batman. However, it is a risk because not a lot of people like that
Yeah.
movie. So I like you said, it's an entirely new mold and whatnot.
And so is this. This is still it's Keanu Reeves as the actor, but that is a completely different mold.
Different
You can't
character.
tell me that
Yeah.
they struck up the printing press and they used the that is a brand new sculpted. Yeah.
Well,
So
here's
it-
the
yeah.
here's the thing with that Cyberpunk. The only thing with Cyberpunk was that it was one of the biggest games to be released.
Okay.
So Hot Toys had no idea that it was an unfinished game, and
And that it would
was
flop.
It would flop.
It would flop.
Like this was like before it came out. This was the talk of the town. Everyone was
Yeah,
like
that was
Cyberpunk. This
Now it's
they
10
have
bucks.
now it's like $10.
But the conversation is not about how well the game performed. It was about you and 1/6 Scale Mafia believed that Hot Toys was not taking risks. They only stuck within the Stormtrooper line and the rainbow colored Iron Man line and then the spider suits. They're actually are out there. That's what I could even go deeper into the games, but we have to support it. I guess is my point is that they do make it. It's not a lot of one-offs, but they do make it. And if the support is not there, I cannot blame the company for not taking the risk. That makes sense.
I guess if you're asking, this is some questionable moves at best, right? Like this guy and the 2 Batmans. So if we're asking for support, why make something that's kind of like Gray Line anyway? That's kind of polarizing anyway. Why not get somebody like Maximus, for example, like everyone loves? Maybe the license is expensive.
So I'll counter your argument on that, optical. Then if they did the Maximus one, then you'll have Joe Schmoes like me. Why didn't they take a risk on making Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk? It could be flipped.
I'll be
both
honest.
ways.
I'll just
Well, at this
jump in
point,
this.
it'll be like, thank God they didn't take. I mean, this
Yeah.
is $285. That's a lot of money for.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
The reason we're seeing this is Keanu Reeves himself
right,
pushing
yeah.
his credentials and making this happen. If
Well, it's a
this
factor
was
that
not,
they've got Matrix, old Matrix, new Matrix,
Mhm.
John Wick.
Yeah, so maybe
They-
they got their likeness, and
Yeah.
and the game was supposedly hot. This is where kind of like the the risk reward factor goes in. Still, like making a stormtrooper, the risk reward is very minimal. That's why we keep on doing it. Maybe with this, they already maybe the most expensive part is getting Keanu's likeness, and they already have it. So why not make this? Even if it flops, then it's just another.
just
exactly.
And
Because
then-
here's the thing, Keanu has specifically given his likeness rights on separate contracts to Howard multiple times. So,
It's like the Johnny Depp at this point. Like any
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, they would do.
Yeah.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? And you know what? And I'll bet you, and I'll friggin' bet you, and I'll bring you back on this stream when Pennywise is considered a one-off.
Yeah.
They're out there. I'm just saying. And it's not just you, PJ. I've been picking on PJ. So I feel like I need to give you a hug. I feel like I need to give.
No,
I need
you
to-
can pick on me.
I need
I
to.
love
I need
this
to go
stuff.
to. I need to travel to Jersey and like take you out to dinner because I feel like
Oh,
I've been
stop.
like scolding you.
I love it when you
Um,
scold me.
But the one-offs are there, and I'm just saying that we love our toys. We think with we purchase, and they only make, because I heard that for the last 10 years, all they make is Tony Stark, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, they're there. You just have to look for them, but you don't see in that direction.
No, I think to a point real quick. I think you're right. Like at the end of the
Pennywise.
day, I think we're looking at, because I myself am the same. I'm like, well, they don't make shit, but
Yeah.
clearly they do. And you're right. Sometimes we don't look at those things because maybe we're not into those. So we're like, no, I'm not even interested in that. But
I'm
it's
going to
still a one-off.
I'll deduct 10 minus points from optical for not standing up for Pennywise, because I know you
Hey,
have Pennywise.
That is my most anticipated figure. The thing
Okay.
is, that was announced in 2018, though.
Yeah, I
Like, this
pre-ordered
year-
them day one.
Yeah, this year I don't think they announced anything like that though, except for Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah, and the thing too is that like all those one-offs, like Alita, Hellboy's not even around anymore, right? It's
No.
it's
He's
all-
still
I
a
don't-
big bad, but not in
Yeah.
Sideshow. I
well,
think
not Sideshow. Okay, so
They
but
only
he's
made
gone.
like 5 of those. I bought 2. So
John Wick,
Wick,
Matrix,
Neo,
Matrix. Yeah, Neo. Like I see, they sell out, but then like with Matrix, why didn't they make Morpheus? Why didn't they make actually not even Morpheus? Why didn't they make Agent
Trinity.
Smith?
Yeah, Agent Smith.
Agent Smith is the least that they could do. They showed us the prototype.
Maybe this
but-
new movie,
Well, actually, I saw the trailer. It's a different Agent Smith now, so they'll make that Agent Smith instead of the OG one.
Yeah, I think we're going back to that. I think at some point Hot Toys needs to be creative, because the fact that we got 13 Star Wars that are sitting on the shelf right now, that tells you something. That collectors
it.
are kind of like smart, trying to being smart at this point, knowing that, anticipating the next move, or maybe like Mafia here getting fatigued. Like how many?
yeah, fatigue's a factor.
Yeah, like how many
know.
troopers do I really need? Kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like even the most loyal Star Wars fans are be like, man, I mean, I can only endure so many of these things. Kind of.
Well,
like,
yeah,
I
like the
don't know.
list that you brought up, Denobi, the sideshow one that we
Yeah.
just looked at. You scrolled through that. I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, I would get every single one of these figures, but it's like I can't though. So that's the next part that comes into your head. You're just like, yeah, it would be great to have all these, but
They'll do it. I mean, Brother's cousin sort of brings it up, plain and simple. Collectors have to support the one-offs, but all I heard was collectors taking a big dump on Hellboy, right? It's the one you have to support it. I haven't heard much collectors out there give love to the Batman Forever. Batman, to me, that's still considered a one-off. You have to support
You're right. You're right in
the
that,
one-offs. You got to
Well,
support it.
Well, I was gonna say it is being supported. Like Hellboy is not around anymore, and you still have Captain Marvel that's sitting in dead stock in Sideshow.
Like critically wise, I think like most people who like just a toy fanatic loves Alita and Hellboy. Like from a
I
toy.
love my Alita.
Yeah, from a
I
toy
freaking love that
perspective,
figure. That's awesome.
We've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
But like with Hellboy, the movies, less to be desired. But as a toy, like the artistry of it, it's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
like
Problem is the movie was bad. That's why I didn't buy it.
Well,
10,
the thing
10
t-
points. 10 points to Brothers Cousins. I haven't given out
I
any
love
points
that.
That's good. I would say real quick. I think one of the problems is are they self-defined as one-offs by us as consumers, or is this an assumption? Because I think there's a lot of, like, for example, the CW network, right? They put out The Flash.
Oh, another
right?
one. Another.
Okay.
I forgot about that one. Thank
but
you.
here's the issue with that. I think, and I can't speak for everybody, but let's say you're a fan of that. You're like, oh wow, cool. Are they going to do a CW line? Well, I don't know. So some people may have reservations on picking it up because they're like, are they going to abandon this? So I think there's like there's
split boot cut in this one,
right, or something, or maybe you're thinking, hey, maybe they'll come out with an Arrow, or Supergirl, or stay within, even in Flash. Are they going to put out Zoom? Or are they going to put out Jay Garrick? Or people start thinking these things as a collector, and they're like, well, this probably ain't going to happen, so maybe we won't buy it. And then they look at it and be like, well, how many people bought this, so we're not going to do it? And it's like this weird conundrum. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think the problem too was that when all of these, because they were announced the same time as Star Wars was booming.
That's right.
Star Wars boomed at around, I don't know, 2019, and they were announced.
2019, in early 2020,
They were not, and back then Star Wars was hot because we've never seen Star Wars like this before. So this is like Avengers from the very first time again from Hot Toys collectors. So we're like, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get Mando. I'm gonna get all the Mando. But now they're seeing that. I was like, oh shit, it's not gonna end. The Star Wars that I gotten, it's gonna be obsolete in 2-3 years. No one cares about the first; they just care about the best. And these things are not gonna be the best 2-3 years from now. So now
Deluxe Mando,
Deluxe Mando,
there you go.
Anymore.
There you go.
So now those things now, like Mafia, it's being highlighted because you feel like before they even come out with the next Alita, maybe there isn't. So now my thing here is still the best. Kind of like you're looking. Every collector wants a Grail, right? Like, so this is kind of like, all right, am I gonna buy a Trooper now, or gonna wait 2 years from now? I'm gonna buy a Mando now, or this Boba now. So now this is where the one-offs, as we call them, gets highlighted because they're exactly what it is, one-offs. So you'll be like, all right, should I just put my money in here? But the thing with the one-offs is they might be one-off, and then you'll get a CW Flash where there's no split cut boot. The colors are not accurate. So now you're thinking, even me and Will were like, man, are they gonna do the same treatment with Pennywise as the same thing that they did with CW Flash, where
I thought they got the CW Flash right. It looks like the cheap suit from the season 1. Are you? It looks fine.
Season 2. If it's got the tachyon thing, it's season 2.
Yeah. No, the color just doesn't match.
You don't think it maybe it's the way we were watching it. There wasn't.
I've seen videos where it looks like it's okay.
Well, I already because I'm gonna buy that. I already downloaded a bunch of because on my videos I do comparisons. I do the 8-in with the head sculpt. I already download like multiple pictures of Flash from different lighting, and it's closer. The color of the fabric is closer to the leather. So I was just like, it's just not.
Okay.
I went back to the prototype, and it looks like they're kind of accurate. Maybe we just overlooked it, maybe because of the lighting, because it was somewhat similar in the prototype, and then we saw the reviews. I was like, God damn, why is it so light?
You need somebody to do a daylight review, and that would be the best.
I thought it looked fine. I actually thought they got it right. I even thought that the suit looked cheap because the first season 1, it did look cheap. It looked
kind of bulky. Now this one is more like bulky, so so you can do movement, but stretchy fabric, and then the color, and then not having a split cut boot. I mean, who doesn't have that nowadays? It looks like they're just like, whatever, man, just screw it, just release this thing.
Well, people are doing like reviews in daylight. I'm gonna do it in like pitch black nighttime.
But the problem is that did the show ever go on location? Wasn't it all studio filmed anyway under studio lights?
They went out. Yeah. They have some
they had some outdoor scenes, like when Flash versus Arrow, they were doing the race, or they're running on the racetrack.
Okay.
Outside.
You're probably right. Yeah, there was you're right. There was a few on location shots on there. I thought they nailed it. I got mine on its way. I didn't want to pass it up. Really quick though, out of this group, is anybody here buying the Batman Forever, Batman, Val Kilmer, and the Robin? Start with you, Moz. No?
I got my Batman right here.
Okay. How about you, PJ? You touching that? No? Yes.
I'm just gonna be touching Robin's the Robin.
Oh, whoa!
Wait a minute.
Phrasing.
You understand that cod piece for Robin is going to be.
You want the ultimate? Gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
I'm sorry. I had to sneak that in there. There you go. You got to pay the ultimate. Don, are you touching the Batman Forever set?
No, I am literally not touching that with a 10-foot.
Are you touching Robin?
Oh,
The
you can
Robin
touch
figure.
that
Good
10 with a
Good
10-inch
idea, Don.
pole.
Okay. Okay. Question to Scale Mafia. Are you touching that set?
I think I am. I think I
Okay.
am.
You
because
are?
there was-
Nice.
it's-
I'm not
it's-
passing up on that. That's Grail.
It's a
right there.
one-off, right?
I
And there
think
is the
Grail.
Batmobile for it.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you right
I
now
think
to
I'm
the
gonna do it.
audience. I sense Grail on that. I really do. I sense it 100% with the that Batman as all the jokes and whatever. I'm like, oh, we're never gonna see.
Well, I'll
Chris
say, yeah,
O'Donnell.
we're never gonna get the Batman
Yeah.
Forever line again.
No.
Nope.
I agree. I mean,
Are
that
you
is
getting it,
a grail.
Optical?
Yeah,
touching
'cause I'm preparing for that Robin because you can't close the clamshell. You know, this is like
you know that cod piece is in proportion to the way Joel Schumacher requested it. I mean, he tailored that suit.
oh yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
that was all him. He wanted that
Chris
sucker in
O'Donnell.
3D.
166 says, "I want this set to touch me." Oh, it'll touch you.
Yeah.
touch you all right.
It'll touch you, all right.
It'll touch it. Yeah, I'm getting it. We're
I'm
never
getting
gonna,
it.
especially with Val Kilmer on his deathbed, isn't he? He's not doing so well, is he? Val Kilmer?
I think I saw the documentary on Amazon. I think he's doing okay. I just think
Is
he's
he on
just,
life support or something?
I'll
life
just,
support.
I'll just say this: he actually came to my hometown in 2018. He was not doing well.
I'm telling you, this actor is on his deathbed.
Really?
He's probably
He
under heavy
wasn't looking
medication.
very. He was on the Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie.
Oh man, that sucks. Because
Yeah.
He
I
wasn't-
felt
he
bad,
wasn't
I'm not
I
looking
felt
too
bad for
good.
him.
I'm not joking, audience. I'm like, this man is on his deathbed.
Oh wow.
You know, I heard he's.
Yeah.
I heard he's in Top Gun 2,
Yeah.
and I think they might have like fixed his like through some technology, whatever. His
Yeah.
voice.
Mhm.
Well, he lost his voice. He
Yeah.
the smoking, the decades of smoking finally caught up to him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm just letting you know, my honest opinion, this will be a Grail set. Once he croaks
I
over,
agree.
it'll be the Black Panther all over again. I mean, everybody was scrambling to get the Black Panther.
Yeah.
So as horrible and as petty as that sounds, it's going to. I'm telling you, we're never going to get that again.
No.
Especially since would Val need to sign off on his likeness for that figure? I think his estates would control his likeness, right? Or no?
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely his estates, yeah.
Yeah. So that could be it. That could be very well be it.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Well, will they make a George Clooney Batman?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Well, that's just the next course, right?
I think if this sells, I think
If this sells, yeah, if the
yeah.
collectors have to stand and support
Like,
it.
I just want
I would
Mr.
love-
Freeze Arnold.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Chill.
awesome.
Chill.
I'll take it, chill. I'll take
Chill.
it.
with a sound box throwing all the puns.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah, I
that'd
would
be gold.
totally get him. I would
With
just
all the
get him.
puns. You know, Iceman cometh. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. You know?
I
No.
couldn't. Oh man, that was. I couldn't.
It'd be a cold winter day and hell freezes over. And you're like, oh my God, this is
Oh, I'm in.
awesome. This is awesome. You know,
You got to admit, though, as a hot toy, I think that he would
that'd
look
be
pretty
awesome.
cool.
That'd be cool.
beautiful.
Yes,
It'd be a
as a
beautiful
hot
piece.
toy. Yes.
That's
So with
They
him-
already
with him with
have a
thumbs
lot
up,
of Arnold's heads they can adjust and
Do the Jim Carrey as well. Is that from that movie?
No,
Forever.
that's from.
That's
I
Batman
would,
Forever.
I would eat all that.
Forever,
I
yeah.
would all that, and it's that film is so bad. It's evolved into its own camp, you know,
Yeah.
evolution.
The
That
Clooney
I-
one, yeah.
Yeah,
Clooney
I would buy. I honestly, I would even
to-
buy. What's her name? Who's
Alicia
who was the fat
Silverstone.
chick? Who was the fat
was-
chick in that movie? Batgirl. I would get her.
Batgirl. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Alicia
Alicia
Silverstone.
Silverstone.
Alicia Silverstone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd get her.
And then
Um,
Uma Thurman was Poison Ivy.
Poison
Who was
Ivy,
the-
yeah.
Mhm.
You know the story about Alicia Silverstone? She was picked on her weight on the set. I'm not making this up.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I read
Wait,
that. Yeah,
what?
yeah, it was
That's-
something recent that came out.
Yeah, she goes, yeah, they all said I was fat on the. Yeah, they made fun of Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, I thought she was. I
I
love.
thought she was funny.
Yeah,
I thought she
Alicia
was fine.
Silverstone is like.
Yeah, I would buy them all. I would, regardless of the joke, but I would buy them all.
Yeah.
We have hit 3 hours. I am hungry. Thank you so much. I'm gonna let everybody do your piece out, but I need a favor from Moz, PJ, Optical, and Scale Mafia. Well, and Don, if you can text on Instagram, send me your information contact so that I can copy and paste and put it in the video so I can give credit, because I honestly do appreciate. I appreciate Moz, PJ, Don, and
thank
Sixel, and
you.
everybody holding out. And I know Optical is 20. He's holding on us. I know he's getting some of that cyberpunk
Johnny Silverhand.
Johnny Silverhand trying to pretend like it's the same head sculpt. Boy, you know better. Boy, Optical, you know better. You know it's a different head sculpt. Boy, I had a.
I don't know.
You know that's a different.
But here's the
Pick up your
thing,
hand.
though.
Put your hand out. You're gonna get a slap for that one.
But Denobi's right, man, and it, at least for me, because you did actually change my opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
You know that they do one-offs. I just don't see them because they're not anything I want to see.
Because we see with our emotions, we see with our heart. It's there as we're scrolling through the pages, but we don't pay attention to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Moz, go ahead. Do your piece and sign out, and we'll go down.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, share, comment. And I'll be back tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on Moz's Toybox. I have an update on the Ecto 1 Afterlife Edition by Blitzway. I found that out before this stream. So, yeah, we'll have that going on tomorrow night. I'll have another panel. And then Geeking Out on Sunday at 6 o'clock as well.
Nice.
Beautiful. PJ, you're up.
Hi, I'm PJ, Paradox Nerd. Catch me on the Paradox Nerd. I'll be doing a 24-hour breakdancing live stream at some point. Maybe in my boxers, most likely not. But yeah, in terms of stuff coming up, I do have a couple reviews. I'm actually been back on the saddle doing my reviews and stuff. So some good stuff coming along, and I think I'm going to be giving a Star Wars hot toy as a giveaway for the Sithcast podcast stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you, and thank you, Denobi. This was a lot of fun. Seriously.
Oh, this is a blast. This is,
dude.
I would have. I had. I was told to. In my head, I was going to stop it at 2, but we had some good debates, and I had to scold some of you. I apologize. I try not to.
No, Denobi. Like seriously, I like the debates because I hate a panel when we're all agreeing to the same thing. We're like, oh yeah, that Robin copy's so big.
All right, and Don, you're next. Sign up.
Ultimately, thank you for having me on. I'm in that weird level, like as I put in the comments, and you may have seen other videos. Like I've just beat cancer, so I'm like,
oh, congrats, man.
Thank you. But
Yeah,
so I'm
real.
like literally like I want to buy stuff. I'm literally at the point where like the cost be damned. You know what I mean?
Don, did you want me to call a ride home for you? Are you going to be okay getting home? Or
yeah, I'm fine. No, I'll be completely honest. It's like I've literally been waiting.
I'll call somebody. You want me to...
No. I've been waiting
DD.
5 years for this.
Buds, so
no, I've been waiting 5 years for this.
Dude, congratulations. Thank you. Yeah,
congratulations.
That's awesome. Absolutely.
I wish I was there, Denobi, when you guys hung out in New York Comic Con.
Yeah. No, I love Don. Don's awesome. Him and with the other cat that I thought was who may have showed up, Local Lou. Yeah, when you're in New York, you got to have Local Lou on your side. He'll get you into the right places. Scale Mafia, you're up.
Hey, well, first of all, thanks for inviting me. Finally, it's been a while. We all been busy, so I'm having a blast, just like PJ was saying, and same with PJ, man. It's cool to finally stream with you, man.
Oh yeah,
I think we haven't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
man.
It's hella fun, man. And I love like you're saying. I like being able to talk, and we're not all agreeing on everything, you know, because that's what it comes down to, the civil discourse and being able to just share our loves for collecting. So, yeah, but otherwise, no, I do my streams on Mondays, and I'm doing a couple reviews right now. But I think what I'm gonna be doing is some backward reviews, some of the old figures that haven't been really talked about, and because again, it's this huge storm, and I don't really know what I'm grabbing currently, so I'm gonna take it back a little bit on that, just for now, you know. and that's really about it on my channel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Optical, what you got going?
Well, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. And again, Don Prime, congratulations. Happy for you, man.
Yes.
Happy for you. I'm gonna take a drink just for you by myself. But no, right now I'm in 3 months, no pre-orders, no figures whatsoever. So, you know, I'm feel like I'm in a rehab, but I'm buying like diorama pieces, you know, just for, I don't know, I don't know why I do that, honestly, for photography or for video. So, but yeah, I have a few that's gonna come out for reviews for those diorama pieces. So for anyone interested in those, go check them out.
Yeah,
I've been falling behind in reviews too.
yeah. Actually, I've been liking those, especially like your was it the Jackson guy from Saving Private Ryan?
Prime Ryan, yeah.
I actually
yeah,
went after your review. I went back to watch some of his scenes on YouTube.
It's awesome.
I
Now I have a dog tag that I kiss every time that I see.
Every time you do review.
And
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
All right.
This is...
Thank you so much, folks. Like, subscribe. I'll make sure to put all the information on the video. This was a fun evening run. And then hopefully, if the holidays don't kick my ass, I will try to do a follow-up after Christmas. Let's see where everybody is, if anybody still exists, or if everybody's run back to
Jesus.
So it'll be very interesting. Good night, folks.